Ashari on a amphibious ship by the name of the Flying Maidens, captained by their good friend Karos. And after traveling for several weeks, and relaxing, having a good time, at some point during that travel, the ship was attacked by some creatures that Karos had identified as Sahuagin. It was a bit of a difficult fight, but not much difficult for the party, just difficult for some of the crew members of the ship. And so we're going to pick up immediately after the last of the Sahuagin were killed, and the dominated shark was sent off to its own devices.
And Karos was fucked up.
Yes, Master Doyle.
I was just calling you just because I didn't see whether that was you or not that walked in. But seeing how you're here, that answered my question.
Get your ass on stream.
Technically, he is on stream.
Yeah.
Man, those Christmas lights actually. Fuck.
What?
This is some high production. That is some high production quality.
That's not high production. That was like an hour tops of fooling around.
It's a little
get one
detailed.
for the streaming soon and the end page eventually. For the week of Christmas, probably. Anyway.
Are we streaming on Twitch yet?
Yes.
We are. We are live.
We have been for about 18 minutes.
I love it. Why can I never find it when I look at my...
Well, there's a
No idea.
link in the Discord.
Yeah, but
There are
I
links to
followed-
several Discords.
I followed the channel. I should be able to see it in my followed, and it never shows.
Well, that's why you turn notifications on.
Here's another link in your Discord too.
Yeah, there's 3 links in 3 different Discords that he's in.
We're just gonna cut this part out, right?
Oh no, this is staying.
No. You know
Oh,
that wrong
It's a
cut.
You
reminder.
you should have heard the pre-stream conversation where David was just ranting off about how much he hates legendary actions, and I
Which
was laughing to myself
seriously
the whole
considered
time.
actually streaming.
Pre-stream conversation where David was just ranting off about how much he hates legendary
And we can hear it playing through.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you want to go and put that through your headphones there, David, so we don't have to listen to feedback.
So we don't have to get annoyed by our own voices.
I'm already annoyed enough by my own voice, so.
There we go.
Yeah, I know from experience that is going to mess me up so much if I had to listen to my own voice talking after I just said something
With about a
Because-
15-second delay.
with a 15-second delay. So, yeah. All right. So, yes, the combat has just concluded, and Sariel goes walking over to Farron, who sustains some damage, and starts healing him up, and Karos turns to Drock and just says, "Whoa, thanks for having my back, Drock. That was some serious shit." And he just looks at Karos and says, "Of course, Captain."
I feel like the amount of enemies was unnecessary. Just want to point that out right now.
I mean, it was a ship that was moving underwater.
I mean,
I feel like the amount of enemies were justified.
you know, whatever. She's just gonna like start healing randoms that need it.
Yeah,
Please.
Ray will follow behind her and do the same thing.
Same
Yeah.
here.
Karos hears you say that, Ophelia, and he passes the wheel to Drock, who takes it and then comes kind of limping forward, and he says, "If you think that was bad, that was just raiding party. You should see what a full contingent of Sophagan can do. Nasty stuff."
No, thank you.
Yeah, but I
good.
think the less I know about the ocean, the better.
I kind of want to get off the ocean and never come back.
So-
It's not that bad.
I
mean-
don't like it.
I mean, besides the so I'm not gonna try. I hate pronouncing them.
Sahwagan?
Sahwagan.
Sahwagan. Like toboggan, but not.
Oh.
Because I've always said Sahuagin. I've always said Sahuagin, but that's just me.
All right, guys, we're under attack by the Sahoogan.
But then again, that's just the Canadian part of me.
Oh man, they really messing us up.
You ever heard of them down south, the Sahoogan? Oh man, they come out of the water under the boat.
That's what the northern hemisphere Tritons sound like. The ones all the way up in the frozen depths.
All up in
All
it.
right. All right then.
That was great. Side tangent done.
All right. So he's like, you know, they're. I mean, we've dealt with them before. I mean, I have dealt with them sometimes. They're not too bad.
Oh, now you show up.
Yeah.
I was
At this
kind of
point,
busy with the other.
Orgel just comes walking up from underneath the ship.
I was kind of busy with the other crew members who, you know, didn't have immediate access to clerics.
Are you sure you weren't just taking a cat nap?
Nope.
That's what I would have been doing.
All right, whatever you say, Metal Cat.
Anyway.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, the clerics go around and start healing those who were wounded and fixing everyone up. Luckily, the ship didn't really seem to sustain any damage. It looked like this group was more set on trying to either capture the ship or damage you all as much as possible, so a later force can finish you off.
Totally not foreshadowing at all.
Captain, might we consider altering our course to change our trajectory?
Well, if we altered our course now, then we would have to leave the jet stream, and then it would take several extra days in order to get to our destination. We're almost there. Only about 2 or 3 more days.
Yeah, let's not add unnecessary time. I'm just throwing that out there as a fellow captain.
If that was merely a raiding party, would it not be best to change where we are rather than to be somewhere they would think we wouldn't be, rather than to keep following the same path and run the risk of more danger from whatever the hell those were?
Add more time or potential more so fucking.
Yeah, if we left the jet stream, we might run into another raiding party before we got to our destination.
I would
Keep in
rather
mind-
not.
You do have to keep in mind
Frozen
this.
says it was just an idea and turns and goes to her room.
I'm just saying the Swagan are, you know, it's the ocean. They're an amphibious race. They're kind of everywhere.
I mean, it's the oceanic equivalent of bandits on the road, if I'm understanding correctly.
Exactly.
Hey,
Wait, hey, shut up.
that
You
music's
random
coming
Titan.
through.
Who's playing music?
Josh.
We can't afford
Partying
that
too
shit.
hard.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we can't afford that
I
kind
get
of
my
right.
YouTube video taken down, man. Damn.
All right. So,
Don't play 10 seconds of my song. I want $200.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
My music
So,
like something
It was for a moment.
yeah, for a moment
shouldn't be.
it
It's
was.
not now. It was bleeding
Yeah.
through the
Could
microphone
be
a
and
little
is.
bit.
We're two different things. Oh.
Yep, still playing. I heard
Yeah.
it.
Just a little
I
bit.
heard it.
Yeah, that's weird because it's not on my speakers.
Your sensitive ass Mike.
Must be.
Very
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, definitely. That's probably what
Another
it is.
reason to go to push to talk.
I don't need push it talk because my headset mutes itself.
Well, anyway, so with everyone healed up, the ship continues on its way down the jet stream. The next day, with the destination getting close, the morale throughout the ship is definitely not low, but quiet. Just in anticipation for the coming fight, as the Ashari are well aware of what nature of fight it's going to be, although they don't know the details or how hard of a fight it's just going to be. But having this not been the first time a Ashari group has gone on one of these missions, they have a little bit of information to work with.
As far as what Farron has told us, what we're going to be facing is big, right? Just like a big monster thing from the depths.
Yeah, Farron realizing that you weren't there to see when his group had to deal with one of these. Some of the other members of the party happened to be walking by and saw it. When his group established what is now known as Pyra on the continent of Vasselheim, they had to fight a large creature made completely out of elemental fire. This creature seemed to give off smaller creatures, also of fire, smaller elementals that the Ashari had to fight, while also trying to help their guardian, the Watching Wolf, take down the elemental as well. An elemental that has since been identified as a phoenix.
We're basically dealing with sort of an avatar of the plane that they're trying to control.
Essentially, yeah, it's going to be some kind of water-based creature, which could only imagine how hard that's going to be at the bottom of the sea.
I would like to insight check the tree the trend.
All right, roll insight against the tree.
Josh, that's playing through.
Josh, yeah,
It's quite
Yeah.
loud.
we can all hear it, Josh.
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
know what's happening.
I don't know what is with your settings, but anything that you're playing, we can hear. I don't know if it's just sensitive mic and super loud headphones and it's bleeding through, or if you've got like a crossed wire somewhere. But it's anything that you're listening to, other than people talking for some reason, is making its way through into the
That's the weird part.
Discord.
But I'm gonna check my settings.
You might want to use that new mic test feature that Discord has released.
What is this mic test feature?
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah.
No,
that's
seriously, I have
awesome.
no idea.
I mean, Discord, if you would like, you can please sponsor us.
Yeah, I doubt that's gonna happen. We need to get a little
It
bit more
was
people
worth a
watching the
shot.
stream other than us.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Farron kind of fills you in on what the party is looking forward to in the coming fight, and from what you can tell, it's not going to be easy. Is there anything anyone would like to do on this day before the ship reaches its destination?
Well, I'm sure by now we've had a long rest, right?
Yes, it is the next day from the Sahuagin fight, so everybody has gotten a chance to take a long rest.
Okay, just double checking.
Yep.
There's nothing I can think of to do.
Yeah,
Not much
just
I can
have
do
some.
underwater.
Yeah, just have some regrets about some of my spell choices over the course of my life, but you know,
Yep.
Why?
What do you
Because a
think?
lot of them are fire-based.
maybe.
Oh, damn.
I
I mean-
also realized that I never said it, but I definitely would have also bought the supplies for Find Familiar.
Oh, yeah, that would have been easy to do. Yeah.
So I would like to summon. You can. I think there's like a quipper, which is like a little fish
Okay.
that I would like to summon.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, you yeah, poof, there's a little fish that now follows you around wherever
I
you
am
go.
so for this. 100%.
That's it. That's all I'd like to do.
All right, nice. The cool thing about you knowing it is, though it takes a spell slot, it doesn't. You don't have to ritual cast it like every wizard always does. So if it dies, you can just, as an action, it's back.
No, I only have it as a ritual.
Oh, right, you did that with the ritual caster feat.
Yeah.
That's right. Actually, now that I think of it, I think the casting time on it is like 10 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah. No, casting time's an hour.
Oh, right, that's right. Ritual casting adds 10 minutes to that. That's right.
Yeah.
So it's an hour, 10 minutes to cast it for you.
Yep.
And every wizard ever.
I had one wizard that did not have it as a ritual.
Like you didn't have it at all?
No, she just had it.
Oh, so yeah, so she had it and just decided not to spend the extra like 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, great choice.
She was not the brightest. I mean, she was not the wisest, okay?
Nice.
I was also pretty good about not getting my familiar killed. Anyway.
Decent. All right. Then,
I mean, the only thing Morgul's gonna do is switch out his chaos weapon. He's gonna unattune and reattune for a different chaos weapon.
Okay. Chaos weapon. Is that a magic item?
It is a magic item that he currently has equipped.
We found it in the dragon house.
Ah, gotcha. That must have been something that Josh made. I'm not familiar with it. That's fine though. So, anyone else doing anything?
Nope.
All right.
Not that I can
So
think of.
the rest of the day goes uneventful. And the next morning, you're all just kind of getting your gear ready because you know that the ship is getting close. Not sure exactly when you're all supposed to get there, but it's supposed to be at least sometime today, whether it's morning, noon, night. And as as you're all just kind of killing time waiting, kind of deliberately, Farron comes and talks to all of you kind of one-on-one, just getting a sense for how all of y'all are doing, and just it is kind of like small talk stuff, unless anybody would like to talk anything specific with Farron.
Ophelia would just ask him how he was doing.
Sure. And understanding that you're kind of a private person and not really talking a lot, he does do kind of most of the talking for your conversation. And you kind of get the sense from him that though, like, the party has been through some shit, and he's never really been like that kind of vocal of a person. You get like this strong sense that he's motivated and confident in the party and the Ashari, and even the crew of the ship, about the coming fight, and that kind of confidence seems to spurs a little bit of confidence in you as well. Yeah, it's a nice feeling.
Cool.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
I mean,
Who would like to go first?
do you want to roll a d2?
You can go first.
All right.
I'd like to think on this for a few more minutes.
Yeah. Morgan will sort of talk to him about how he sort of just joined this party on accident and has just sort of been rolling with things, and how he's surprised how you guys have trusted a drow so easily.
He kind of he kind of chuckles to himself and explains to you that though you may be a drow, clearly you were spurred by something, and when he says something, you kind of get the sense that he knows exactly what he's talking about when he says something that made you come to the surface, and kind of break away from the mold of the normally backstabbing society that is drow culture, and find something better. And whether it was by pure chance or divine influence that you came to this group, you definitely have a place here, and that you should feel welcome.
Morgan will take those words in stride and has renewed confidence. You definitely see more of the drow personality, or like the stuff that he normally tries to like repress. Like some of it shows through a bit, and he's got that like cocksure, like he's a bit more he's got more of a cocksure attitude about him now.
Sure. Yeah, and you kind of feel that same kind of spurred confidence in you that I described to Ophelia as well. All right, who's next?
I guess it's me.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray would track him down at some point, and she definitely looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, you find him kind of rubbing elbows with certain members of the crew. They're all kind of talking to each other in primordial and laughing as you walk up.
Farron, can I talk to you for a minute before we get too far into this thing?
Yeah, sure thing, Ray. And he says something else to the the crew, and they smile to him and nod, and then go back to their own kind of work as he joins you.
And I'm gonna start this with, I might just be paranoid, but I think there's just been too many coincidences since we came out from the Cursed God's lair, and I'm just worried. I'm worried because everything that we thought might happen has ended up happening, even the impossible, like with Dark's brother. And it's just been bothering me, and I at least wanted to say something about it.
Thank you, Ray. That's I appreciate your concern, but at this moment, I think the best thing that we can do is focus on the task at hand, and I think if we can get through this, when we get through this, we'll come out the other side with an idea of what we should be doing going forward. And you kind of get the sense that, you know what? Make an insight check.
Okay. I don't think I'm good at those.
I think I fixed it.
That's good. All right. There's just like a little bit of a moment of hesitation as he's talking, as he's trying to choose his words carefully in what he says. And whether it's just a brave face or if he actually believes that everyone's gonna make it through this and through whatever next conflict comes to the party, you start to feel the same kind of feeling that everyone's gonna be okay.
Maybe you're right. Focus on what we need to get done, not on what might happen.
Exactly.
And she'll walk off.
All right. Anybody else want to role play their conversation with Farron? Okay. So, with
Insert
that
awkward
concluded-
silence.
It's a lot of
That's
awkward
fine.
silence in this group.
That's fine. But Farron does go around and speak just about everyone on the ship, and after he speaks with each of you, you all feel the same kind of spurred confidence within yourselves, and going forward until your next long rest or until you lose them, everybody has 16 temporary hit points.
Fancy.
I think Kayla's mic's messing up a little bit.
I'm not doing anything.
I was just getting some weird feedback from it. I think it's okay now.
All right. So, a few more hours go by before everyone is kind of called up to the deck of the ship, and as you're all standing there, Karos lets all of you know that the destination is very close. You're not he says that you're not really going to be able to see it that well because it's rather small at the moment, but having been informed on what happens next, it won't be long before everyone is going to be seeing it. But at the moment, it's time for everyone to get ready as you wait for the manifestation of the elemental plane of water to show itself. So, you're all kind of drifting along through the water. You've since left the jet stream in order to get into more open waters. And first of all, I would like everyone to roll a perception check.
I roll shit.
Yep. Oh, you rolled twice there, Morgul.
And two different extremes.
Yeah, no kidding. I will roll for Farron as well as soon as his character sheet opens. There we go. Nope. Rolled my average. Alright. So, as you're all standing on the deck, waiting to figure out what to do next, Morgul and Jax, you notice only for a second that a kind of like shadow passes over the ship, and you all, the two of you, kind of look up instinctively to see what might have caused the shadow, but you don't actually see anything above you. You just see just blue water leading up. Kind of, you're so deep that you can't even really like make out the surface from here. It's just blue water above you, lit up by, from what you can assume to be, the sun on the other side of the surface. And you don't see anything that could have made the shadow. But
Morgul sort
whatever
of
it
says to
was,
himself that he's probably had a dream like this once before.
a dream that you were on a ship underwater?
I would.
I'm a sailor who, happens to be on the surface, okay? You tend to have some weird fucking dreams at some point.
Fair enough.
I would probably alert everyone else to keep an eye out that something large just passed over us.
That too.
And
That was
yeah. So I would make sure to alert everyone, even speaking in primordial, for those that only speak the primordial, to alert them that there may be danger imminent.
All right. And everybody who was already a little tense kind of tenses up even more, and just begins looking around, see if there's something in the water that they can't quite see for some reason. And as you're all sitting here waiting for whatever it is that's out there, some of you hear a familiar sound. Let's see here.
I was about to say, that's the sound?
No. It took me a second to find it. Here it is.
I would look over to one of my companions. Do we think we should see about having him bring us to the surface?
Ray immediately face palms. Immediately.
Well, it's a
And-
laser beam.
Yeah, I didn't realize it went on that far. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. They're all laser
What was
beams.
the
That's really funny. So yes, this kind of grinding, whooshing sound that Dark, Ophelia, and Ray have heard before suddenly rings out, and they look around and see materializing out of nothing right behind the helm where Karo stands is a large carriage, a wagon that is just sitting there on the back of the ship now.
Oh no.
And then
I'm not ready for this again.
I was going to establish myself being right next to Karos too. This is awkward.
well, did you want to be right next to Karos?
That was sort of where I envisioned Morgul being.
Yeah,
Captain
sure.
Next to a captain.
Understandable. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Then you kind of whip around and see this wagon just appear out of nowhere right behind you. And then the door just kind of swings open, and you see a wide-eyed half-elf just kind of open the door and look around and like, I'm not too late, am I? No? Okay, you're all still here. Good. Perfect.
I sort of lean over to Karos and
Hello.
ask him if he knows this guy.
And Karos looks at you and then looks at the half-elf, and he says, yes, actually, he is the one who commissioned my ship. And turns back to the half-elf, and he just says, Druid, what are you doing here? And the form of Drock kind of lumbers over to you all as well, and he says, yes, I too would like to know that. It was under my understanding that I would be handling this one. And the half-elf turns to Drock and Karos like, yes, well, I was definitely going to let you do that, but then I found out that the Leviathan is not the only thing that you're going to be facing here today, so I decided to come and help. And as soon as he says that, there's kind of a shaking as the something bumps the ship.
Get us to the surface!
And Karos says, what? How did it hit me? I should have sensed it.
Get us
And
to the surface.
I think that would put us at a bigger disadvantage.
Huh?
Being at the surface, I think it would put us at a bigger disadvantage.
I mean, it keeps things from dropping above us.
But if we go above, it can come from below.
And we won't be able to see it as much.
the half elf just says, hold on a minute, and kind of throws his hands out towards the water, and you just see kind of like a shockwave just goes shooting out kind of rippling through the stream of water, and then you just see suddenly lighting up with colorful flames that seem to keep kind of keep lit while being submerged underwater, just appear, and they start to form a shape of a very long, almost serpentine form, and you see this creature that's until a moment ago completely invisible, snaking its way through the water, and now that you see it, this gargantuan creature, it starts moving almost faster towards the ship, and before Karos can react to spin the ship in a evasive maneuver, it kind of dives underneath the ship, and the ship rocks again side to side. And then, interestingly enough, Drock says, well, now that I can see it, I can fight it. And he just goes running off the ship, and like almost like diving out through the water, out of sight. And as he's running, the half elf just yells out, "No, brother, we need the plan!" Oh, god damn it!
You just see Morgul look at Drock and then look at the half elf and just like, what the? It just facepalm, all the facepalm.
The half elf kind of takes a moment to collect himself, and then turns to you, Morgul, and he says, "I'm sorry, Morgul, we're gonna have to get acquainted some other time, but for the moment, my name's the Druid, and everybody get ready because there are creatures that are climbing up the hull of the ship." And sure enough, as he says that, you see several shapes, also slightly invisible, start pulling their way up onto the ship. The reason you can see them pulling themselves onto the ship is as they move fluid through the water around them seems to coalesce into these like ice shaped like pieces, like ice shaped suits of armor, that almost look like it's there purely to protect them from you guys. And it's at that point that I'm going to bring everyone over to the combat map so that we can roll initiative.
Yeah, Morgul sort of like, I agree with that statement, and he gets out his short sword, this new short sword, and his shield, and is like, fuck it, going down to the fucking main deck.
All right. Can everybody see?
Yep.
All right. Perfect.
You're just hoping they don't damage Ray and Ophelia's figureheads.
Oh no.
Oh no, whatever will we do?
Oh.
They sound so upset about that.
Yes, Farron rolling as well as he usually does.
Wow, that's surprising for me.
Roll 20, why? Oh, Ophelia rolling double digits. They traded places
I
today.
was gonna say Ophelia and Ray swapping places. We like to spread ourselves out and keep everybody on their toes.
Yeah, you never know what we're gonna do.
Don't get too comfortable.
Shenanigans ensue.
I did say there were going to be shenanigans.
Always shenanigans.
All right, is that everybody?
I believe so.
All right. We'll just rearrange the order then. All right. Well, Jax, you can see one of these figures coming up between you and Spark, and you are the first to go. So. All right. Yeah, that first attack will definitely hit. 17 is actually going to miss as your weapon just kind of clangs off its icy armor.
That did not roll with advantage. Neither of these are rolling with advantage.
Do you have advantage?
I'm sitting here. I'm assuming I have advantage going diagonal.
We don't use flanking. That's an optional rule.
Ah, I did not know that.
And 14 will also miss. So that would be 15 slashing and 4 fire as still underwater. All right. Anything as a bonus action?
I'm double checking. I think that will be all for now. I don't think I'm going to do my action surge.
Good idea to hold on to that.
Yeah.
All right. So that will bring us next to Spark.
Oh boy. And there's one right to me. Okay. Do my run around bullshit.
Yeah. All right. So you go running around real quick.
Oh no, I'm not going.
Oh, you're not doing that. Okay,
no.
my bad.
I'm just gonna shock and grasp.
All right, and 14 will miss as it just kind of pulls away, and you find not the type of water that you wanted to grab onto.
Well, shit.
Their picture kind of looks like they're made of metal, or is that just the picture?
That's just the picture because I
Okay.
couldn't find ice armor creatures.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, well, in that case, that's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah, they also don't have flails. They're wielding tridents.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so that's your turn, which brings us to Ophelia.
This is so weird for me. Let's see.
Make sure you top off your health. I see that your token still has you at half health.
Oh yeah, it does. I think it got all messed up at some point where it doesn't sync up.
Here, I can fix that real.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine's not synced anymore either, but I've just been rolling with it.
While you're fixing that, figure out what the hell I'm doing.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna smack this guy in the face with my sword.
Go for it.
My sword.
Your sword.
May the sword be with you.
Wow, so much damage.
Calm that down. Now I'm gonna make Dark look.
Hey, at least you hit.
It's fair.
All right.
And
So,
that's
yeah.
what I got. I'm not doing anything else this turn.
All right. Well, that brings it to their turn. This one is going to come up to Dark. and then the other ones are just going to swing at the people around them. Just for narrative purposes, I'm also going to describe that as this is going on, there are actually more of these creatures that are starting to get locked into combat with the various Ashari wave riders. After last week, I decided not to just have going on in the background because that took too much time to deal with. So that's just kind of going on in the background. These are the 4 that you guys have to deal with. So, as Jax is the one that hit it, the one next to her is going to attack her. What's your AC, Jax?
Mine is 22.
All right,
Wait,
so the
nope, sorry, hang on, I forgot. I'm using my two-handed weapon. I need to deselect my shield. My armor class is 20.
Okay, so luckily enough, the first trident attack just barely scrapes off your armor, almost hitting a vital area. Unfortunately, the second trident comes right up behind it for a critical hit.
I am immune to critical hits due to adamantine armor.
Perfect.
Standard hit.
So, waving aside the crit damage, then you take 8 points of piercing and 10 points of cold damage.
Oh.
Ouch.
And then the
How much did you say? I'm sorry.
total of 18 damage. 8 piercing, 10 cold.
I am still above 100.
Great. All right. And then a third trident stab comes in behind that critical one, but this one you just easily smack it aside. And then the other one is going to attack Dark. What's your AC, Dark?
Yay, 18.
18. All right, the first 2 attacks you easily dodge out of the way, and you start laughing to yourself a little bit, thinking like, "Oh, these guys must suck." And then you get a trident right across the shoulder, dealing 12.
Cocky.
Whatever, whatever works. So you take 12 points of piercing damage and 3 points of cold damage for a total of 15. And then the 3 attacks against Farron. And he just easily knocks all of those away as it comes jabbing. And then 3 attacks against Ophelia.
Bring it.
The first attack comes at you much faster than you were anticipating and gets in past your shield, dealing 9 points of piercing and 7 cold for a total of 16 damage.
Okay.
And then the other 2, however, you're able to compensate and get behind your shield, and it just bangs off it. No, not getting any clean hits on that.
There goes my temp HP.
And that is the end of their turn, which brings us to Dark.
That guy.
What did we get for temporary hit points?
16.
16.
Yeah,
Oh,
16.
shit. 16.
Yeah, so you would have 1 remaining after the 15
Are
that you took.
serious?
All right. Which one were you attacking? I wasn't looking. The one right that was attacking you? Oh, the one next to
No,
the field.
one near Ray and Ophelia.
All right,
More about
then.
the casters than me.
Yeah. So, yep, that first one is just enough to get kind of mine the gaps between the icy exterior to get to the water on the inside. Surprisingly enough, water is immune to poison damage, so it doesn't take any of that. So
this
it
again.
will, however, take 24 points of piercing damage.
curving shot on that second shot, but might try again for that shot. Still missed. I would have tried to curve it up to the one near Farron, so I still have technically one more shot.
Yeah, the 14 would have been the curve shot. So yeah, go ahead and do your third.
There we go.
And that one will also hit the guy next to Ophelia for 19 points of damage. Nice.
Lovely. Things are being done.
Yes. Which brings us to Ray.
I'm gonna take a note out of Spark's book, and I'm gonna try to use Shocking Grasp.
Firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp it. Nope.
Yep. It's just a little too fast, and it's a natural water environment for you to get a hold of it, and your spell goes off, dealing no damage.
Well, gonna stay right here then.
All right. Sounds good. Which brings us to Morgul.
Question, is movement half since we're underwater?
No, you guys are currently on the ship, and you have noticed that while you've been firmly planted on the ship, you've not been affected by any of the restraints of underwater combat. It's not until you leave the deck of the ship that starts to take into effect. That's something that Ray can tell you, as she did jump off of the ship in the last fight.
Alright. So I'm going to move in to the one towards...
All right.
How many days passed after our fight with the last batch of enemies?
2 days.
And then I'm going to use my new cantrip Thorn Whip.
All right.
I'm going to have to roll 3d6 for some damage.
Yeah. We'll make a melee spell attack first. All right, 15 is not enough to wrap around it. You actually notice that it starts to wrap around it, and then it just kind of like separates itself, and it just pulls water, or just pulls through the water, and doesn't actually take anything with it.
Thank God it was a cantrip. Alright, and bonus action. Nobody needs any healing yet, do we?
Not yet. The temporary hit points has kept everybody from taking damage so far.
Alright, that'll be it then.
All right, which brings us to Farron's turn, and he is going to attack the one in front of him. Oh, that's a crit.
Well, at least fair.
Boom, headshot.
And you know what happens when a paladin crits. Smites.
All smites.
Smites happen. He'll throw a level 2 smite. All right. The sword comes down. Radiant energy goes flashing by as Farron does. 31 plus 15 is 46 plus 14 is a nice even 60 points of damage on his first attack.
That's appealing.
What's that?
So that's appealing. 60 points of damage in one hit.
And then the second attack will also hit for another 17. Total of 77 points of damage. Perfect. That will bring us back around to Jax. It's your turn.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Damn.
2 crits and a hit.
Yeah, that's
I'm assuming that if the first one hits, I could move up to, or this one drops it, that I could move and then take the other second and or third on the other one.
I would allow that if it dropped it, but it did not.
That didn't drop it?
Nope. You have to remember that fire damage is halved. So 19 plus 17 is 36. So 18 points of fire damage. Plus 16 is 34. Plus another 16 is 50. 63 plus another 2 for 65 points of damage.
One moment. As I do have my fighting style, Great Weapon Fighting, I can re-roll 1s or 2s on a damage die. So for the second one where I rolled a 1, for one of the D6s, I would like to re-roll that, if that is okay.
You can actually roll both of those ones on the slashing damage, both the regular and the crit damage. So roll 2d6, not 1d6.
I got another one, but one of those went up to a 3, so a little bit of extra damage.
Yep.
One of the there was 2 of the crit damage dice were 1s. That was from the first hit and the second hit, and then one of the dice for the normal hit on the critical 31 for slashing. Am I counting that right?
You just go ahead and roll another d6. Yeah, for the I was only looking at the second attack. You
Sorry,
did roll
I
one on the first
noticed it
attack.
after. Another one.
All right. Yeah. So no difference
Sometimes
on
the
that one.
dice love you. Sometimes they hate the ever-loving shit out of you.
Yeah, it happens. All right. So that it on your turn?
3 attacks.
Yep.
That will
That's
be
your
it.
action. All right.
I stay there.
Which brings us to Spark.
All right. Check 1 with a wording. Must be within. Oh, cool. All right. Chain lightning.
Nice.
And I am going to, of course, max the damage.
All right. Hitting all 4 of them, I believe, right?
Yep, all 4. They're all within 30 feet of each other.
Alrighty.
Man, this could potentially kill it.
Potentially. That's what I'm hoping.
Just neuter the encounter.
It won't kill all of them, but it could kill one of them.
All right. Only one of them succeeded. So
Right.
3 of them will take the full 80 points of lightning damage, while the other one will take 40. Which one is the main target, and which one, and then the other 3 are the secondary targets?
The main target's the one right by me.
Okay, so that guy's definitely dead.
Fuck yeah. I'd say it would snake around for counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise? Alright. Then the one next to Farron is also dead. The one next to Dark takes 80 points of damage, but had been undamaged so far, so he's still alive.
For now.
For now.
And then the one next to Ophelia will take the 40, so that one is still alive. Alright.
2 of them.
Yep.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I
Sounds
just saw
good.
sparks
He's
disappear
prepping.
off my screen.
Oh no. Ophelia, duck.
All right, that brings us to Ophelia.
All right.
I duck. Just kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, she's gonna duck.
I'll
Not really.
take the leapfrog option.
Is oh shit in action?
Yes.
I believe that's called dash.
Yeah.
It was called nope action.
She's just gonna cast inflict wounds.
All right, roll it. That will hit for 19 necrotic. You just kind of plunge your hand in the cold water of this creature, and it just ripples with necrotic energy that kind of sucks up a little bit of the water, which is definitely a feat at the bottom of the ocean.
Yes.
But it is still alive. So that
Oh,
was
well.
your action. Anything as a bonus action?
Nah.
Okay. Then that will bring us back to the elemental's turn. This time, this guy is going to pivot a little bit and send one attack at each of the players next to it. And
Alright.
this one will move up to throw one of its attacks at Farron, the other two going towards Dark. So we can start with that. First attack against Farron. Just barely misses. He didn't really expect it to be coming at him because it seemed to be focused at Dark, but it just kind of it doesn't really have like a face. It's more of like an amorphous form just covered in ice, and it just kind of, the trident just kind of spins a little bit and juts out towards Farron, and he just quickly brings up his shield, just barely able to block it. The other two attacks going towards Dark. The first one against Dark just seems to, in one motion after bouncing off of Farron's shield, just comes, the trident comes shooting down from above at you, Dark, hitting you and dealing 9 points of piercing and 3 points of cold, total of 12 damage. And seeing that its focus is a little bit more on you, you're able to sidestep the second attack. And then the second one attack towards Morgul, Ophelia, and Ray, in that order, starting with Morgul.
My AC is currently 21.
Alright. So it comes drifting over your way, Morgul, and it just kind of somehow trips on some loose rigging nearby, and the trident that was coming right for you just trajectory changes and goes right down into the floorboards of the ship at your feet, because that guy just rolled a nat 1.
And it breaks his trident. Yeah.
You sort of hear,
On his
you-
own blade.
like Ray would hear Morgul remark, "How do you trip underwater?"
Graceful.
Water.
Does he take
It's more common
humiliation?
than you think.
Does he take 4d6 humiliation damage?
No.
That's a lot.
No, I do not have
It's
cutting words.
the
So it-
situation to take a lot of humiliation
It,
damage.
it takes a moment for it to free its trident from the floorboards, but as it does, it swings it over towards Ophelia, who is able to quickly get her shield up, just barely blocking that hit. And then it comes swinging over towards Ray, and having no real way to protect herself, it's coming right towards Ray, and that is going to hit as well.
Yeah.
For 6 points of piercing and 9 points of cold damage, total of 15 damage.
That's fine.
Alright. So that's their turn, which brings us to Dark.
Shooting the same one again.
Alright. Alright, it's dead.
Good. Aim for the other one.
Take a shot, spin, look at the other one, but it, even though you kind of had it in the corner of your eye, it seemed to move a little bit, so you let off your bolt just a little too soon, and your arrow goes wide, not hitting it.
I'd send it off to one of the other ones that are fighting all the other guys on the ship, but I don't
All right.
pay attention where that one
Yeah,
goes.
it just goes shooting off and hits a random thing. And so go ahead
Probably
and...
your Wilhelm scream.
No.
Dare do it.
The last
No.
one, though... The last one, however, you're able to lock your shoulder and send a nice bolt right in kind of center mass at this one, dealing 22 points of damage.
Yay. And yeah, that's it. No bonus action for me.
All right, Ray, your turn.
Yes, I'm not standing next to one anymore. I am going to continue regretting my cantrip life choices. And do we play that my familiar just acts on my turn?
Yeah, that's how I usually roll it.
Okay, I'm gonna send my
Okay.
familiar up, and then I'm gonna cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay, so you're going to move up and have your familiar try to distract the elemental as you come up and
I
Shocking
can use
Grasp
it
it.
to cast touch spells through.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then yeah, go ahead.
That fish was quite shocking.
Yeah. What I thought you were doing was I thought you were using the fish to distract the elemental, effectively having your familiar use the help action to give you
Yeah.
advantage on your attack.
I thought about it. I just don't want to get that close to it.
Fair enough.
But that misses, and
Yep.
I'm just gonna take a step over here and call it good.
All right. Yeah, you kind of just see your quipper kind of as it goes shooting forward towards the elemental covered in this electrical energy, just kind of hit like a updraft of water from the elemental's movements and just go flying over it.
We're still getting used to how this works.
All right, Morgul, your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna move over here. Then I'm gonna do Thorn Whip again at this one that Dark and Fair.
Sure, roll it.
That probably doesn't hit, does it?
16, yeah, that will miss.
Damn it.
Yeah, once again, it's grabbing on to just loose water. It can't get a solid hold on these elemental things.
Once I do, I will pull it towards me. I will do the get over here.
All right, Farron's turn. He is going to spin around and slash at this. He's going to miss on the first slash as the water just kind of dips and weaves underneath it, under his sword slash, and then he comes down with an overhead slash. This one hitting, however. And so let me just double check. Oh, nope, it's still alive. Alright. And more kind of radiant energy comes flashing out from the hit, but it is still alive. which brings us back to Jax.
Who has fallen asleep? Oh no, there he is.
Yeah, he already moved the token. That's why
Oh,
I saw that.
I was tapped out for a second.
All right.
14 misses and 11 misses, but I'm pretty sure a nat 20 for 30 hits.
Yeah. In fact, the reason your nat 1 hits is because as you miss with your first attack, but you're able to swing around and slash with your second attack, and as you slash the making that critical hit, you just cut right through the kind of ice armor of this creature, cleaving its strange amorphous form in two, and it dissipates. And not realizing it's dead immediately, go forward with your third attack, and it just meets water, almost hitting Farron, but he's able to dodge out of the way.
You just hear, "Aw, I wasn't done hitting it yet."
All right.
Jax also manages to somehow light a fire with that nat 20.
Yeah, not quite. So, as you all finish fighting these elementals, you look around and see that the Ashari are also kind of finishing off a little bit of the fight with some of the other elementals. You can see, however, off in the distance, the slight kind of serpentine form of the Leviathan swimming its way through the water, and for a second you think the Leviathan has gotten smaller, as you can see Drock kind of holding the Leviathan like in almost like a chokehold, which is impressive because it's just water in water. Before you realize that Drock actually got a lot bigger, and he is now the same size class as the Leviathan. Drock has become a gargantuan creature somehow.
Shaw.
And then you kind of hear a couple more smashes of ice come from the back of the boat, and you can just see the half-elf, the druid, finishing off a couple other elementals, then looking past all of you at Drock kind of wrangling this gargantuan beast as well. And he just sighs and says, why does he always have to make it about him? And as he's saying that, he doesn't notice the large kind of tentacle coming up behind the ship, and it just sweeps out and grabs the druid around the leg and whips him off of the ship. And you all kind of start running forward to see if he's all right, and then you just see the tentacle go waving back up over the stern, and he's just completely wrapped up in it. As you can see, kind of holding on to the back of the ship, the largest, almost octopus-like creature you've ever seen. Large tentacles kind of reaching out over the ship, grabbing onto the mast and the rigging of the ship, just kind of encapsulating the stern of the ship. And as the druid is being whipped back and forth, completely entangled by one of these tentacles, he just says, "Don't worry about me. I'll deal with it. You focus on those." And he, kind of looking around to figure out what the hell he's talking about, you see that rushing up to engage several of the Ashari, you see more Sahuagin have joined the fray as well, and you can see several of these Sahuagin figures start to come towards the ship, and before you can act, they land on the bow of the ship, which Jax, Spark, I'm actually going to move you forward closer to the rest of the group.
Oh.
Yeah, but we don't want to give Spark an advantage.
And as you see that, you kind of feel just like this wave of cold come from the back of the ship, and you just kind of look over your shoulders real quick to see the large tentacled monster hit by some kind of large ice spell. As it kind of recoils from it, it lets go of the ship, and the ship starts pulling away from it. And it's at that point that you take a moment to size up the figures standing on the bow of the ship, and I will move them off of the DM layer. Let me just figure out their orientation real quick. All right. You can see standing at the bow of the ship are several Sahuagin figures that seem clad in more antique armor and holding more gruesome weapons than any of the other Sahuagin that you have seen before. They kind of have like this air of menace around all of them. As they all kind of bare their rows of shark teeth and start moving towards you. And picking back up from the top of the initiative, we are back to Jax.
Oh shit, they rolled well.
Okay.
Oh, those are some gruesome rolls.
So.
Oh yeah, I rolled like 2 nat 20s. It was hilarious.
The one that's next to
Not that
Farron,
funny.
isn't that one dead?
What's up?
Is that one dead?
Yeah, the one.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to get the other elementals you guys were fighting off the map. My bad. All right, go ahead.
Just making sure
I
didn't want to
kind of
confuse.
look and go, ooh, more things to hit, and I just go, thoop, thoop, whack, whack, whack.
Giggity.
All right. So you come forward and bring down your sword on this first one that seems to be a little bit more lithe than the other ones, and the first 2 attacks are able to strike him, but the other ones, the third one, he's just manages to dodge out of the side.
You know what? I'm feeling lucky. I am going to action surge.
Okay.
And I'm going to trigger all 3 charges of the Ring of the Ram into that fucker.
All right. Then I believe it's a +7 to attack on that. On the Ring of the Ram.
Let's see. Ring of Ram. Where did I put the information? 3 charges expended. You can expend
Yeah,
1 to
it's a +7 attack modifier, no matter how many charges.
plus on hit for each charge you spend. So
Right, you have to hit first. So roll d20 +7.
that's a +7 bonus for each charge.
No,
Oh,
it's not.
never mind.
Yeah, the charges affect the damage,
Let's
not
see
the
if I
attack.
can actually hit something with this thing now.
Let's see.
Fuck you.
All right, it is rather quick on its feet and just quickly dodges out of the way as this large spectral ram head just shoots out of your ring and is able to dodge out of the way of it. So,
Okay, as a bonus action. Shit. Well, That's about it, I guess.
You still did 34 points of damage to it, so
Yeah, that's the
it's starting to look a little bloody.
This ring, and it's completely, utterly fuggered me over. That's okay. I end my turn as I can't do anything, and I am not provoking 3 to 6 attacks of opportunity.
All right. So it is actually the turn of the one that you just attacked, and having dealt a significant amount of damage to it, it is going to squint at you angrily and attack.
Oh, fuck, that's an action.
Okay. Have you taken enough damage to get rid of all of your temporary hit points yet?
Nope, I still have 1 temporary hit point.
Alright, that's all I need to know. Then it is going to attack you with its claws 3 times. Let's see if it's able to hit you. Well, first one's a natural 20, so that will definitely hit.
Regular.
I will use my. Oh wait, you are immune to criticals anyway. Never mind.
Yeah, he's immune to criticals. She's immune to criticals anyway, so you don't have to use your thing for this. But that it still hits, so as well as the second attack will also hit. And I need you to make a strength save followed by, well, let's just start with the strength save. Okay. So you easily...
I glare at him and I very angrily tell him to kindly go F himself.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're able to steel yourself as it, like, scratches down your arm, trying to knock your sword out of your hands, but your grip is too strong on the weapon, and you're able to hold on to it nice and easy. Seeing that, he's going to make you do a dex save, then, on the second attack. All right, and with that, you are knocked prone. From the 2 attacks that hit you, you take 16 points of damage.
1, so 15?
Yes, yeah. It'd be 15 after the temporary hit points being gone. Alright.
Okay.
And that was its turn. Next one's turn. Let's see. I have a different character sheet for all these guys, so just give me a second here.
Oh great, they have fleshed out character sheets.
Hey, that just makes it more exciting.
Alright, you see this one kind of a more spindly one, kind of move past its ally and come up to you. And as it's moving forward, it seems to chant something in a language that you don't understand, and a long black blade of shadow just appears out of its hand. And then as it gets up to you, it's going to speak a different seemingly incantation and swing down at you with the weapon. One moment. I had to give it advantage because both prone and damaged.
I forget, doesn't prone affect auto crit?
No, that's paralyzed is an auto crit.
Paralyzed or
paralyzed and unconscious.
Yep. Or and incapacitated.
I remember well.
All right, and in your prone condition, you're unable to avoid the attack. And the black blade just seems to sink right through you, not opening up any wounds, but you feel it as it kind of swings through your chest, just like
Is it necrotic
pain on the
meridian?
inside. It is not. You just feel a pain on the inside, mixed with kind of like a weird like reverberations
Rape!
on the outside, as you take 26 points of psychic damage and 9 points of thunder damage, and you feel this kind of buffeting energy just surround you as you lay on the ground. So that's a total of 35 points of damage.
So
to
it
you.
still managed to hit my armor class?
Yep.
Fuck that shit. How much
Or you're
damage?
prone.
It was
damage.
35 damage total.
None of it was necrotic.
None of it was necrotic, or yeah, none of it was necrotic.
All of it psychic.
Yeah, psychic and thunder.
Okay.
You have
Alright.
a mental dubstep concert going on in your head.
All right, Spark, it is your turn.
All right. So many things. The radius on that. That's right. That's right. Okay. Let's do this one. I am going to cast Storm Sphere.
Storm Sphere. All right.
So it's on them, but except for this guy down here. I'm not hitting Jax.
Sure. Yeah, so you kind of like did it a little bit behind them in order to hit those 5 on the other side of Jax. Got it. Sounds good. And as a bonus action?
As a bonus action, I would have lightning striked, but probably. Well, lightning strike. Let's just do the one that he was attacking already. She was attacking.
All right. And yeah, with that 16, you are just barely able to hit this one, dealing 14 points of lightning damage to it.
Woohoo! And then they all have to make that strength save too.
Yeah, when it appears. That's right.
And at the end of their turn.
Yep, got it.
Yay, Storm Sphere!
All right. This might take me a second, seeing how each of them has a different character sheet.
That's fine.
Take your time.
Is that storm sphere going to work its way back towards us again?
Yep.
Oh,
The
right,
ship-
because we move forward.
Yeah, the ship is moving.
As soon as they cast it, I thought about that. I'm like, oh man, I'm running this damn path.
It's alright, I will be able to move them closer.
Yeah, it's actually going to happen almost immediately after Spark's turn because it happens on initiative count 20, losing ties. But first, I need to make my strength saves. What's your DC? 16? All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's a fail for him.
I thought Spark was an 18.
No.
Ooh, that's a nat 1.
Ooh.
Then I had the wrong information for Spark. I'm going to have to update that.
Or his
Well, you don't have
You don't have
DC.
his DC, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have the DC on there.
Yeah, his AC is 18, his DC is 16.
Ah, gotcha. My
Yeah,
mistake.
different things.
I heard the wrong thing.
Yeah, I'm not getting attacked. Yet.
Yet.
And I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
Yeah, Spark realized his mistake and started moving backward.
Yeah, that's why I'm moving backwards.
Definitely not to Neum all the way forward.
I mean, I know that part.
Actually, I want to move back to where Karos is.
All right.
Where did he cast this spell at?
I'll put a circle on the map in a second. I'm still rolling strength saves for those affected.
I see that, and I just look over my shoulder and I go, whichever one of you did that, fuck you.
Hello.
Metal Cat don't care.
We do share a room.
I will create a storm sphere picture for the Roll20 probably tomorrow, just so we have it for future use.
Assuming
Unless you
Spark
have one.
survives.
Well,
Then
yeah.
it never gets cast ever again.
Well, either way,
Spark survive.
Take it in his own.
Yeah.
either way, I'll figure it out.
Just because I have backup character ideas doesn't mean I want Spark to die.
No, just do what I do with all of my characters when I want to play something else, and like have them just like go off somewhere for some reason.
Oh yeah.
We'll go retire and then come out of retirement. Like I do.
All right, there we go. Okay.
You're
So-
perpetually 5 days from retirement.
All right, so it's it was 20-foot radius, right?
Yep.
All right. All right, so that's where the storm sphere is now. And now, as it gets moved 30 feet back at the end of Spark's turn, 10, 20, 30, it is now right here.
Seeing that, I'm gonna end concentration.
Cool! Glad I took the time to draw that for you, Josh.
Glad I, as a GM, did all that work for a sphere that wasn't gonna last.
Goddamn. Also, let's see here. Do I want him to go, or do I want him to do else? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna no. Yeah. So you see this one right here say something to the one that just attacked Jax, and then that one's going to do it again.
Oh my god.
Hold on, let me double check that I can do this as a legendary action. I'm pretty sure I can.
Oh great, these are the bosses, I forget.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I forgot to say, Joe, this is the boss encounter.
Son of a bitch.
I even made a mental note about it, and then like I was describing shit and just forgot.
Now you can
But
use
by the way,
Yeah, by the way. Yeah. So yeah, that one with the shadow blade is going to swing back down and stab at Jax again. Now with triple advantage, if that was a thing.
Double advantage isn't even a thing. The heck,
It's
yo?
not. Yeah.
I mean, there is an advantage plus option in the character sheet.
Yeah, but it's a little messy.
yeah, but fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, because it has advantage because Jax is injured. It has advantage because she's prone, and now it has advantage because the other guy is telling this one to do it.
What?
That last reason makes no fucking sense.
Makes that
It's like following along. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's well, one of the people has like I said, has legendary actions, and it's using one of its legendary actions to command one of its allies to attack a target within 5 feet of it, which the attack has advantage. So that's where the third advantage comes from.
All right.
So, Jax, as it slashes down and hits you again, you take another 14 points of psychic damage.
It's almost like he wants to get rid of the tank.
He's doing a damn good job of it.
Hey, I'm not the one that went running out ahead of the rest of the group.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
It's alright, you'll live.
All
Be
right.
here.
Hopefully.
So, this one is just going to calmly walk past Jax. Jax, if you like, you can make a attack of opportunity at disadvantage. All right, that actually will still hit for 17. Oh wait, you didn't do it at disadvantage. All right,
So
yeah,
19.
that will still, yeah, the 19 will hit.
One moment. That will be
For 17 points of damage.
one moment. Because the two ones.
Oh, he's re-rolling those ones.
I don't see
Yeah.
any ones on the slashing damage. So that
On the
14.
19. Yes, the 19 hits. It's 1, 1, and 5.
No, I'm taking the damage from the first attack because that's what the damage would have been if you would have rolled at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Disregard that then.
Yep.
You don't go anywhere unless I tell you to go somewhere, bitch. Get back here.
It just kind of like you kind of slash it across the back of the leg. It just looks at you like the fuck, and then just
Like,
keeps walking.
bitch, what?
And it walks right up to Dark. And Dark, this lumbering form of a large fish person whose head looks a lot more like a hammerhead shark than any of the other ones that you've seen so far. Just kind of lumbers its way up to you, smirks, and then pulls out its great sword, and it will attack you.
Bring it.
Have you used up all your temporary hit points yet?
Yes.
And so now you're
Excuse me.
below your max hit points?
Yes, unfortunately.
Alright, then his attacks have advantage against you.
Oh, goody.
Oh my god.
Bring it.
Oh.
I haven't had my
First attack.
yet.
What's that?
Said I haven't had my attack yet. It'll all come back to him.
Alright, first attack is actually still going to miss, even with advantage. You just sidestep. He kind of gives you more like a nod of respect, oddly enough, where all the other ones have been like real savage. This guy, he seems real calm and is now just looking at you like respect. And then he's going to swing again, and that one's definitely going to hit. Both of them, as he attacks you for a total of 3 times, the second and third hitting, slashing you kind of across both shoulders, first the right shoulder, then the left shoulder. Fuck. And I just realized that a macro that I meant to set up did not get set up, so let me just roll this real quick. Alright, cool. For a total of 48 points of slashing damage.
Ow!
Please. Not even
You
half
say that.
yet.
You say that now.
Oh, don't worry. He won't be living much longer.
I thought you wanted him to live.
No, I'm
Oh,
not talking about
you mean
Dark.
dark. You mean
I'm talking about the bad guy.
You should have specified.
That's why I said
Alright,
he.
Ophelia, it
Said
is your
I.
turn.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardian to 3rd level.
Alright.
Yeah. Well, first I'm gonna walk. And then cast it.
Alright.
Make sure it doesn't hit any of my allies.
Sure. And then I get to roll more shit.
Yay!
Yay!
Anything within 15 feet.
Yep, so all of them.
Yay!
Alright. Even if this one succeeds, it's still going to die because it only has 3 hit points left, so that one's dead.
Works for me.
And then wisdom saves on the other ones. Hey, I can close that guy's character sheet now. Nice.
All the windows are open.
I'd like to think all of the tiny spirit guardians are like little death angels, but only because that's what's happening in my head.
That's
Yes,
in your head
good.
canon.
That is disconcerting.
I mean, it's Ophelia.
Yeah.
Eh. Maybe if I can roll higher than 11.
You don't have to, it's fine.
Oh, this one's good at these.
You can
And
always say they
fails.
rolled higher than 11.
No, I'm not that type of DM. Fuck those. I don't fudge shit. I feel that it cheapens the experience for everyone if I fudge rolls, whether it's for people's favor or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's more fun to let the onslaught be an onslaught if it is.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Because then you get a fun story out of it.
Yep.
Yeah, this
Couldn't
one
agree
time
more.
we went up against the 4 horsemen of apocalypse, and man,
Josh, that was a garbage encounter.
it was a garbage encounter. It was meant to be unwinnable.
Yeah, those are never fun. Alright, so only one of them is actually going to succeed on this.
Oh great! I have a Spotify item in the middle of my boss playlist. I like to imagine that's when the commercial break happens.
Yeah. Sure love all these AoE spells that I have to roll saving throws for everyone. Thanks, guys.
But don't worry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Don't worry. When I do spells, you're only gonna have to worry about like 3 people, maybe 2.
Alright, and then that one took damage, so I have to now make a con save to see if it can concentrate on Shadowblade spell. And it's still good. Alright. Anything else on your turn, Ophelia? That was your action, I believe.
I'm gonna hold off for now.
Alright. Cool. At the end of your turn,
Yay!
this guy is going to use his last 2. Well, he's going to use 2 legendary actions, seeing how it's about to be his turn. And he's going to just let out a loud kind of like death cry, and everyone. Oh, actually, it's just a single target. So, it's going to target Dark. It's going to scream at you, Dark. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Alright, and with that, you are frightened of this large figure in the back. Oh, you're using your Indomitable. I think you're muted
Son
there,
of a
Dark.
bitch.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Alright.
I was
Yep.
just hoping.
Oh,
it would
oh,
work.
you just weren't talking. Okay. Yeah, you still fail, so you are still
he
frightened.
still has a +4 from Farron, I believe.
Ah, thank you. I forgot about that. Lots of shit going on. Let me double check the DC, because that actually might be enough.
Knowing Dark, he'll be 1 off.
Probably.
Maybe. I can't remember if it's 16 or 17 is the DC. It is 16, so you actually are able to just barely shake off the fear effect as this thing screams at you, being reassured by Farron, your companion behind you. So you are unaffected. And then it is that guy that just screamed at you. It is his turn. He is going to move past Jax, not far enough to provoke opportunity, in order to attack Ophelia.
It's just gonna step over the other guy.
Yeah, they're allied. They can pass through each other's space. I'll let you guys do the same shit all the time.
That is true. We do that a lot.
Well, we squeeze between.
Yeah, it's technically rough terrain, but he's only moving 10 feet, so he's got plenty of movement.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. And he is going to stab at you twice with his trident, Ophelia.
Okie doke.
Have you taken any damage past temporary hit points?
Nope.
All right. Sounds good.
I feel like he built his
Straight
encounter
rolls, though.
around his temporary hit points.
It's almost like
It's
he
almost like he
controlled
planned it.
Farron. Almost.
What's that? Huh?
What?
What's that? I don't know what you're talking about.
Excuse me?
I'm not trying to validate that my character is really nice and you guys should keep him around as long as possible.
Of course not.
Oh, I don't
I'm
want to
not
get rid of
saying that.
Farron.
All right. So the first attack against you, Ophelia, is a natural 20.
Okay.
Do you ignore crits, Ophelia?
Nope.
I'm gonna use my reaction
Unfortunately,
to get the
I don't think I do. Actually, hold on. Let me.
Yeah.
I don't
check.
think you.
No, you're
Yeah.
stealth.
You don't have adamantium. I don't think so.
You have mithril, I
Yeah, that's right. I'm wearing mithril. I have adamantine, but that's scale mail. So.
All right. I will
Oh.
use my reaction to get rid of that crit.
All right. So it still hits, but it's not a crit. And then second
Thanks.
attack,
You're welcome.
also hits, just barely.
Damn it.
You're kind of shaken by the damage coming in from the first attack, and you aren't able to get your shield up in time to get the second attack. So that's going to be a total of 19 points of damage against you, Ophelia.
Okay.
Piercing damage.
Let me roll my con save. Saves.
Oh yeah, so it, both of them DC 10 because it was two
Okay.
separate attacks.
I have advantage.
Oh yeah, Warcaster, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
And how much damage did you say? 19?
Total of 19, yes.
Okay.
All right. And then at the end of his turn, a figure that was not noticed immediately is going to take a stab at Spark as he has made his presence known.
Son of a
Oh, great. We got him from both
They're
ends of
hidden
the ship.
things?
I
Sweet.
can't believe I actually found a picture of a Sahuagin assassin. I was so happy.
Fucking ninjas.
It's always ninjas.
All right, so it's going to make 3 attacks against you, Spark. The first one has advantage as you did not see him. And that will hit.
All right, I shield
What's that bring your AC up to?
my AC up to 23.
All right, you bring up your shield, and for a moment it looks like it's going to block the short sword, but it was just a split second too late, and the jab gets in because I rolled exactly 23.
Rude.
Too bad I have my greatsword out.
Yep, and it had advantage, so it gets sneak attack. So that's a total of 28 points of damage on the first hit.
I
And
can't
I
help you
believe-
guys see.
Yeah, I believe that gets rid of your temporary hit points. So now its other 2 attacks also have advantage. First one is definitely gonna miss, and the third one looks like it's gonna hit, but bounces harmlessly off the shield spell. As I rolled a 22. 22.
All right.
Unfortunately, with these guys, you only have to hit once to get the damage.
Yep.
All right. Which brings us to Dark, because I'm pretty sure that you definitely go ahead of that other guy.
Probably. Dark was loading a specific bolt into his crossbow.
Okay.
And Josh knows which one.
Question is, will it work underwater?
Yes, it will.
We're about to find out. The guy right in front of
Yeah, it'll work. The one right in front of you. All right. So that will definitely hit.
All right.
Josh, whatever it
And
is.
believe
let
it's
us
a
know.
con save.
Nope. It is.
Oh,
not.
you're doing one of those. Oh.
Black
one of
scroll that
those.
Dane gave me.
Oh shit. That's a deep cut. Oh man.
So as the scroll unfurls on the hit, it unleashes a 4th level inflict wounds.
Oof. All right.
Can we?
I
Go
like
ahead.
it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that damage for the inflict wounds.
It is God, what first level is 3, so an additional
An additional
Should I
3.
roll it?
so 60 10.
Yeah,
addition.
dark.
60,
Yeah,
10.
dark. Yeah,
Yep.
dark. You roll 60-10.
Please tell me you have more of those.
Nope.
That is your
All
only
right.
one.
Well, don't you have different colored ones?
Yep.
Yeah, that was the only black one. So that was the only one that had inflict wound. All right.
You better get
so-
more of those.
Well, the
Fine
guy
day.
that made them got swallowed by a god, so
He's
probably
real
not
dead,
gonna happen.
so
Yeah.
It's a little dead. It's fine.
to us.
All right, so that
Wasn't
is 39 points of damage.
not
as
dead.
this guy is susceptible to poison damage.
Oh, great! I can actually use an ability.
Really?
Yep, just like the Sahuagin you fought a couple days prior, these guys are not immune to poison damage like several of the other things that you've been fighting in this campaign.
Good to know.
Like all of the undead.
God. I just looked up at the stream and saw Dark's turn order just stretched out, and there's just so many people on the turn order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's funny.
For my second shot, I'm loading another bolt into my
Ooh.
crossbow.
Okay, another one of those Dane bolts, or
No.
Oh, okay.
ah, there it is.
Ah. Oh,
All
it's
right.
been a while.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your attack on that one. All right, that will hit, and I believe it is DC 17 con save on that one.
I feel like on break you just discovered all of these bolts you haven't been using.
No, I forgot
Oh,
about
man.
them for the longest time. Last week, Josh reminded me of them.
All right, it failed, but it's going to use one of its Indomitable,
Oh.
Oh.
and it actually rolled worse on the second one. All right.
Yeah.
So that is 63 points of damage, and as you shoot it up, it is surprised at this sudden influx of damage, and it's starting to look pretty bad now
Okay,
with
it's
all
still
this
alive.
poison just coursing through its vein. It is still alive, but Dark has a third shot.
Yes, and I load another purple worm poison bolt into it and say, respect.
Okay. All right, you don't even need to roll the poison damage because he is dead.
Told you he wouldn't be around long.
No kidding.
Respect immediately fills in full of holes.
Perfect time for a little dialogue. I still have 6 bolts.
What's up?
I was just saying, I still have 6 bolts, and because
Yes,
I
you
only
do.
pretty much loaded them on that guy because he pissed me off. But I'm going to use my action surge
Hey, go ahead.
and shoot that guy next to Ophelia.
All right. All right, that will hit. Are you just doing normal bolts
Yeah,
for this guy?
just regular bolts. The other guy pissed
All right,
me off.
the crit will also hit.
I'd hope the crit would hit.
And the third one will hit.
That was a lot of damage in that one round.
Yeah.
I'm curious what that poison damage was.
Do you want to roll to find out?
Yes.
Oh my god. That's pretty decent.
Oh yeah, he would have been dead.
Oh yeah, that guy's toast.
He is dead.
As you do 90 points of damage against the guy next to Ophelia.
Awesome.
Exactly. What's his max health?
We will find out.
Alright, he's not halfway yet, so he's not bloody looking yet. But he's kind of holding on to that fine line there. And at the end of your turn, Dark, it is that one that you just shot with your action surge is going to use a legendary action to attack Ophelia again.
Yay.
You know you can set your ruler to not show to others, right? Just saying you know you can do that.
All right, and with your shield, you were just barely able to kind of whack it away before it can do damage.
Sweet.
All right. And then this one is going to, after seeing you do, going to come up to you, Dark. I think it needs to make a wisdom save first, though, for Ophelia's stuff. Which actually I need to make one for the guy that just hit you too, because he went after you.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll the damage on your spiritual guardians again.
Okay, let me see. Wow.
Wow.
Solid.
Wow.
So good.
All right, they both succeed, so they'll both take 4 damage.
It's something.
That it is. Alright, and this one that just came up to you, Dark, is going to let's see. We'll do that. You see him kind of, as he's moving towards you, say something in a language you don't understand, and his trident starts to glow a bit as he makes an attack against you. That will definitely hit you. So you, as it hits you, the trident lets out a flash of radiant light, You take 11 points of piercing damage and 16 points of radiant damage for a total of 27. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. All right. You're able to recover quickly from the sudden bright light in your face, and you are not blinded by it. But the attacker gets a second attack, which will just barely hit for another 8 points of piercing damage. All right.
I take
Which
eight
will-
more.
Yes, you take 8 points of piercing damage on
Just check.
addition to the stuff I already told you. All right. Which brings us to Ray.
I've lost track a little bit. Are any of them looking really hurt?
Not really. All of them that were looking really hurt have already died.
Fair.
The guy I
You
just
d-
hit with
yeah,
90
you-
points, you should be.
Yeah, you have seen this guy take a couple crossbow bolts and still look fine afterwards.
Okay. I'm gonna attack that one and the one behind it. I'm gonna twin spell a 3rd level chromatic orb.
All right.
So this is at the guy in the front.
That will miss. It just harmlessly bounces off of his armor, dissipating into magical dust.
And this is at the guy in the back.
That will hit, however. What type of damage?
I'm gonna do, I don't know, lightning damage. If I
All
can.
right. Lightning damage. That will hit, and now I need to make another con save for that guy. Ah, man. Just barely failed. I rolled a 9.
Woo.
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 All right.
And then
Then-
I'm gonna bonus action spiritual weapon on that guy in the front as well.
Okay. A gleaming blue book just whacks the guy in the back, just bouncing off of his armor, unfortunately, not doing any damage.
Dang it.
He kind of looks at it, then looks at you like, the fuck?
And then I'm gonna just take a couple of steps this way and call it good.
All right. At the end of your turn, Ray, this guy is, he's going to command this guy attacking Dark to attack him again with advantage. Well, he already had advantage, but whatever.
What are you measuring out, Jax?
He's probably measuring out his fear aura thingy. So, it's going to stab at you, Dark, and is going to hit you, dealing 9 points of damage to you.
Alright.
Farron's turn. He is going to move up to engage this guy.
You skipped a certain drow.
Oh, my bad. I forgot that happened at the end of the last guy's turn. So yeah, go ahead, Morgul. You would go before Farron. My bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up a little. Thorn whip the guy who's been attacking Dark.
All right. Roll attack. Hey, that time you definitely hit.
Alright, that is... Let me check. Sorry about this. Alright, so that is going to be 3d6, and he will be able to move up to 10 feet closer to me if he's large or smaller.
He is smaller than a large creature, so he will move.
So he'll take 8 damage, and he's going to be moving right here.
He does so.
Opportunity
Right up in your
attack?
face. No. Opportunity attacks are only against those who are moving of their own will. This is definitely against his will.
And since he has moved within 5 feet of me, he takes 1d6 poison. His Evity Mail. Right?
Is that how that works, Josh? Okay. I don't know.
Any hostile creature moves within 5 feet of me.
Yep. We'll ends their turn there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, then yeah, go ahead and roll that poison damage. So
2
another
poison.
chance of poison.
And bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Alright.
This is the most damage Morgul has done in one turn.
Yeah, you're getting into the double digits.
19 hit, he'll take 6 points
19
damage.
does hit, so he will take 6 points of damage. I don't remember if you've ever done spiritual weapon before. What does your spiritual weapon looks like?
It basically just looks like the most drow short sword you could ever see.
Ah, okay, so kind of black with silver inlay and kind of.
It sort of looks like a Vanta
It's like-
it's like a Vanta black blade that has all sorts of spikes and shit.
Yeah, it's
all
kind of like
over it.
dripping like a little bit of like ethereal poison that doesn't really do poison damage. It's just there
Yeah.
for aesthetic.
Yeah, but it definitely looks like a Vanta black blade where just like it, you look at it and it like bends around reality.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Edgy.
Yeah.
You wanted him to embrace the drow, so he's embracing the drow.
Oh, I skipped Farron. God damn it. All right. Well, Farron is going to, now that he's been pulled, he actually doesn't need to move forward. Although he is going to impose himself between it and Dark there.
I want everybody to know that Morgul did say, "Here's some vines, motherfucker."
And Farron's going to attack that guy. Going to say, "Hey, I can do that too," and he's going to cast a spell on his sword, and his sword starts to glow. And attack. And that will hit. He'll also dump another top of the blinding smite damage. So 14 plus 12, 26 plus.
This guy just had a rough 6 seconds of his life.
Plus 14 for an even 40. And then
I mean-
Farron's going to attack again.
We're still in the first round of combat.
We are.
Which means we've all had a rough 6 seconds.
It's been alright.
Especially me.
Second one, however, misses.
I was at
Yeah, Darcy-
114 down, now I'm down to 21.
Takes
I will get to
40. And he needs to make a con save against the blinding smite to avoid being blinded.
I'm gonna be honest, that is the best combination I have ever thought of. Thorn Whip plus my Ebony Mail.
Yeah, it's nice. I still like my booming Shadow Blade combo the best, though. And he failed, so this guy's actually blinded. What is it? Blinded for... Oh, it doesn't even say. It's just until... Oh, constant... No, actually, that's That's until he hits. So yeah, he's just blinded until he saves against the saving throw. Wow, lightning smite's brutal.
Yep.
Man, that is dope.
Pretty good.
Bleeding eye symbol. There we go. All right. At the end of Farron's turn, this guy's going to use his last legendary action to attack Ophelia again.
Okay.
I'm assuming they don't share legendary actions.
No, it's just that guy. He can just, as one of his legendary actions, make somebody else attack with advantage.
Which one is it that's doing that?
This guy right here is shouting out commands to everybody.
Gotcha.
So that will hit you, Ophelia, for 9 points of pierce.
Okay. Let me roll a save.
Yep. DC 10.
If my thing will cooperate with me. It's all of a sudden really, really bad. Okay, hang on.
Happens.
It does.
Constitutional saving throw.
Dude.
Which,
It didn't roll, did it? There we go.
Alright, you don't even need the +4 from Farron.
Woo. And 9 damage. Okay.
Yep. And then go ahead and roll that spiritual guardian's damage one more time for me.
Okay.
As this guy, who hasn't actually gotten a chance to do anything yet, because he's at the bottom of the order, is about to go.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, he did succeed on his save, so he'll only take 5 of that.
That works.
Alright. Then, what can he do? Alright. Let me just double check a spell real quick. Ah, nice. Alright. This guy is going to move right. About right here. There we go. And he starts to let out a incantation, and as he finishes his spell, a kind of shockwave just shoots out from him, hitting.
Ooh, counterspell.
Can I try to counterspell it?
I will let you try from now on. As soon as I say that they're starting to cast something, that's when you need to say counterspell. But I'll let you get away with it this time. So, what level are you counterspelling at?
I'll do it at 4th level.
All right. That is not high enough to automatically do it, so I need you to make a charisma check.
Okay. Very charismatic.
There you go.
All right.
Nice.
As 11th level spells don't exist, that counters the spell, and it just sizzles in his hands, and he just kind of angrily looks around and sees you finishing up a spell, and so he's, as a bonus action, going to quickly throw out a different spell, and
Yep, I earned this.
a warhammer suddenly appears next to you as he casts Spectral Weapon on you.
The brief thought that this looks oddly familiar.
Yeah,
Man.
you don't recognize the words, but like the quick like swiping motion for spiritual weapon does in fact register with you.
I don't know if it matters, but I do still have one of my temporary MP left.
That does actually matter because then he won't have advantage on this.
I have one left.
What's your AC?
I think it's 14.
All right, and kind of recognizing the spell, you see what's happening, and just kind of get like a premonition of where whatever weapon he's summoning is going to hit, and you just quickly sidestep away, avoiding the attack.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's
Way
nice.
to completely nullify this guy's turn after waiting the entire combat to go.
It's okay, bro. I waited the entire combat to go into jack shit, so I feel ya.
All right.
He's that guy who finally got off the bench and then didn't succeed in doing anything he needed to.
Yep. Jax, your turn. Jax. Okay. Still awake. All right.
And Dark does not understand it.
Yep. So Ophelia, as a reaction, you can look away from Jax if you would like.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, then
I
you
figured it out
will
this
not
far.
be affected by her wing thing that she's about to do.
Wing thing.
Alright.
Boy.
So that is the two within 5 feet of you, and the guy that just had his turn snubbed. What really sucks is that was that guy's only 5th level spell slot too. So just gone. Cool. Sweet.
That's what I'm here for.
Alright, well, what type of save is it? It's a charisma save. Alright. What's the DC on it?
12.
Oh, 12. Okay, got it.
It's literally the reason we're in voice chat, by the way.
Yeah, this is like the reason we're in it.
I think he's fighting sleep at the moment.
Well, talking helps with that. Oh man, the person with the best charisma saves rolled a nat 1.
Oh.
That's disappointing.
I'm not disappointed.
Neither am I. Only
Nope.
disappoints the DM.
Had that happen so many times. I'm good at these. 1. Alright, not today, I guess.
Alright. And then you're taking a greater healing potion, I'm guessing? Alright, then yeah, go ahead and roll 44 plus 4.
Quietest turn ever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I don't have to wait for. Well, now I don't have to be in such a rush to get to you.
You might.
There's still
So
a lot of
these two guys-
enemies to go.
I mean, she's still prone, so.
You can't do second wind if you're using a bonus action to heal. You're with a potion. No, you only get one bonus action.
I'm not using it, I was just showing it.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because that was a very good roll, too.
Yeah, I know. It's all good.
Yeah. Did you want to stand up?
I would hope so.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's Jax's turn then. That guy's dead, which brings us to this one. Yeah, the two of the lightning bolt symbols are the two people that are frightened.
Very nice.
Alright, so this guy's gonna go now, and it is scared of Jax, so it has it would have disadvantage on attacks if it didn't already have advantage. But let me check to see if that's actually what it's gonna do. Oh, I almost forgot. At the beginning of this guy's turn, he needs to make a wisdom save against Ophelia's thing. So, Ophelia, roll damage on that real quick.
Okay.
Woo!
Finally.
There you go.
Nice damage.
And that one actually failed, so it'll take the full 18. And then I need... Let's see here. I believe it's everybody. Let me just double check. Each creature within 5 feet of it. So that is Ophelia and Jax. I need both of you to make wisdom saving throws. As you hear like this weird type, like whispering, like this creepy whispering sound that just goes in and out of your consciousness. All right, Jax, you will fail, so you will take 11 points of psychic damage. All right, so that was just at the start of its turn. Now it's actual turn.
God.
Let's see here. No, don't want to do that. Let me just check a spell real quick. Alright. I'm gonna say even though it is frightened, it doesn't have disadvantage because it normally has advantage, so it's just going to go for a vampiric touch against Jax. All right, and you will see the spell just go right past you as it's not able to get a firm hold on you, and the spell fizzles. All right, and that's going to be the end of that one's turn. which will bring us to Spark.
Oh boy. Okay.
Actually,
As my bonus action, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. And use tempestuous magic to not provoke opportunity attacks.
All right, and then you can move 10 feet, right?
Yep. And so I would move here. And I'm gonna move over here. And I'm going to use 5 sorcery points to twin contagion.
Oh, fuck.
oh
Alright.
man,
These
that
two.
is
It definitely hits. I don't know why there's damage on there. And I am going to flesh rot both of them.
Correct.
All right. Remember, with the nature of contagion, they have to fail their con saves before the disease takes effect. Yeah, so they have to. So at the end of each of their turns, they make a con save. When they failed 3 of those saves, that's when the disease actually takes effect.
That's not as fun then. Oh well, sticking to it. I did it already.
All right, and so those 2 rolls are for each of them.
Yeah, unless you want me to roll a second time.
No, that's fine. I'm surprised that you rolled a nat 20 on both of them.
I know.
All right, then yeah, they you quickly grab onto both of them and yeah, do the send your spell out into their bodies. All right.
That's all I got.
All right, sounds good. At the end of your turn, at initiative count 20, you all kind of see a kind of a surge of movement in the water nearby, and you look up to see the gargantuan form of Drock still seeming to be holding on to whatever creature that it is. Well, you know what creature, the Leviathan. But it has since gone back to invisible. It seems the druid has other things to be concentrating on than the fairy fire spell he had cast on it. It looks like he's been in the process of just stabbing the water with his greatsword. And as it comes rushing by, he just yells in a loud, booming voice that rocks everyone. Shortly before the boat rocks, look out! And then this large form seems to just collide into the ship. And you hear the splintering of wood and the cracking of steel, and the constant kind of the constant effect of the motion of the ship just seems to come to a halt, and Karos exclaims, "My God, my ship! We're dead in the water!"
I mean,
I've seen worse.
Are the
Not
statues
yet.
okay?
I hope not.
All right.
I hope so.
Seeing as the ship isn't operative anymore, I'm gonna roll initiative for Karos now. All right. Let's just reformat the turn order real quick. All right. Yeah, and I did see your note about they are poisoned, so those 2 will have disadvantage on attack rolls and I think ability checks. I'm not sure about the ability checks, but it doesn't matter.
I can check the condition real quick while you're.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because I doubt they'll be making ability checks during this combat. But anyway, okay. Well, anyway, so that will pretty much cancel out the advantage that they have on pretty much all their attacks, unless they decide to attack someone that hasn't been damaged yet. So, that will bring us back to this guy, who needs to make another wisdom save against Ophelia's spirit guardian. So, Ophelia, go ahead and roll that real quick for me.
Isn't that guy dead?
You okay?
Huh?
Isn't that guy dead?
Oh, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong person. Never mind. Wrong person. Yeah, that guy is actually dead, so take him off the corner. Whoops. Alright, then Ophelia, it is actually your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and activate my wings finally.
Alright, so you do that as an action.
Yep, and I don't really want to keep track of a spiritual weapon, so I'm not gonna cast it. And that's my turn.
What was that? That's it?
Yeah,
Okay.
What did you do as your action?
my wings.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
And I'll do extra damage.
Yep.
Alright. At the end of your turn, Ophelia, there's more kind of crackling of steel and wood, as it just seems to be, the ship seems to be in the process of being constricted by a form that you guys cannot see. Unless somebody has true sight and they didn't tell me.
Oh, yeah, of
Not
course.
me.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's what I thought. Alright. So now it is this guy's turn. My bad. And Contagion is at the end of their turn, right?
I believe so. Yeah, at the end of each target's turn.
Okay, cool. Then, yes, now Ophelia, you can roll the extra damage for your spell, as he has to make a wisdom save. That was my B. Alright, he failed, but he is going to use one of his Indomitables to try and re-roll it. And he rolled worse.
Yay, patterns.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that
Yay.
seems to be a common theme with that. Alright. And then, alright. So he will take that 10 points of radiant damage. Unless you were doing necrotic, but it doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
Man, this guy just won't die.
He does have the most hit points out of the whole group. And he is going to make 2 attacks against you, Ophelia, because he's getting really irritated by these flying death spirit things. Unfortunately, now that he doesn't have access to his blood frenzy, or at least he doesn't get the beneficial effects of his blood frenzy, he is unable to get past your defense, having his movement slowed by the poisonous disease of Spark spell. Alright. Which brings us to Karos' turn. Karos is going to turn towards the thief back here that had stabbed Spark earlier. Is going to rage and move forward to attack, and he's going to say, my ship might not be moving anymore, but I'm still going to kick your ass off of it.
His anger is justified.
It's true.
And he is going to attack recklessly. That will hit. For 36 points of damage. which the Sahuagin assassin is going to uncanny dodge to reduce it to 18.
Because they can do that.
Yep. Rogues.
Damn ninjas.
Ninjas everywhere.
And then the Sahuagin is going to attack Karos, also with advantage because of reckless abandonment. Alright, the first one definitely hits, so he'll throw the sneak attack onto that for 26 points of damage, halve to 13, which Karos will then have again to 7. And then the second attack will also hit for another 8, reduced to 4. And the last one will also hit for 10, reduced to 5. So total of 16 points of damage to Karos. Alright. So, this guy over by Morgul and...
Real quick, did
What's
you
up?
make the con save for the contagion for that guy?
I didn't. Thank you for reminding me. What's your DC?
DC 16.
Yay for reminders.
Alright. He made his first save. So that is 1 success.
Good thing I listened to him.
Yep. Alright, so this guy, what's the range on Spirit Guardians?
It's a 15-foot radius.
Okay, so yep, he needs to make a wisdom save as well.
He's
Fia,
also
go
gonna
ahead.
take some poison damage too.
Wait, it's every turn?
At the end of
Starts
the
his turn
Oh,
within 5 feet of the wearer, takes 1d6 poison damage.
Oh, wow.
Or if you're
Alright.
within 5 feet.
So yeah, Ophelia, go ahead and roll your damage, and then Morgul, you can roll your damage for your armor.
3 poison.
Okay.
Okay,
God damn it.
When Pike get it?
Yeah. Alright,
Pike
so
is always with us.
he made his save,
Like the person. Oh,
surprisingly,
wait,
seeing how he's blind. And then he takes 3 points from Morgul and 3 points from Ophelia for a total of 6 points of damage. Alrighty.
You essentially just see green in his veins just grow deep, darker, and more intense.
Alright. Now he can do what he was going to do on his turn.
After he was so rudely interrupted by pixies and poison.
Yeah. So, oh, actually, can I even do this? I might not be able to do this because he's blind. Nope, still can. Alright. Feeling kind of the, I guess the barbs of Morgul's armor. I don't know exactly how that works. But feeling it emanating off of Morgul, he reaches out and grabs Morgul and lets loose a spell as he whispers something under his breath. Morgul, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright, wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
He whispers sweet nothings into your ear.
All right.
Is that save?
Yeah, he as you hear him kind of whisper these weird enchantments over you, you kind of get an idea that he's trying to kind of seep a weird kind of enchantment into your mind, but with your successful save, you're able to shake away the spell, and he is unable to curse you, is what he was trying to do.
Like, motherfucker, I will curse you back if I want to.
And then he will...
Apparently Morgul has turned ghetto.
Yeah, apparently. As a bonus action, he does a very familiar hand movement that you recognize as another spiritual weapon, and a glowing trident appears behind you and attacks you. Yeah, and then kind of swings at you with disadvantage because he's blind.
Alright. Placeholders. I'm also gonna fill in Morgul's while I'm at it.
All right, but because actually technically you wouldn't have had disadvantage. Oh wait, no, you haven't been damaged yet, right?
Not yet. I've also got my temporary hit points.
That's what I thought. Okay, then yeah. Not really knowing where you are, and because you're not bleeding, he can't even smell you. The trident just swings past you. You barely have to sidestep to avoid it. And then...
Wow, I go from being the one who takes the most damage to the one who hasn't been getting touched.
And then at the at the end of his turn, he needs to make a con save to try and shake off the blindness that Baron did to him. And I rolled a nat 1.
Man, this guy is having a rough time about it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was having a rough time too.
Well, I was expecting this to be a little bit more epic, but whatever.
Just having bad luck with the rolls.
Yep, I guess.
Yep.
Dark's luck has rubbed off on you.
I mean, it's
actually-
Baron's luck, actually.
Dark, you got moved around a little bit. You should have actually gone before him, so go ahead and take your turn now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot at this guy.
All right. First one will miss.
Curving shot to the guy behind him.
All right.
Damn it.
That will also miss. You see, it looks like it's about to hit it, and then like a thin layer of magic just kind of bounces it away. As that one
hits some
Son
random
of a
guy.
bitch.
All right, and then the other two also just completely miss.
Probably some random Wilhelm screams in the background as people get hit by bolts.
Whiff, whiff, whiff.
Yeah. All right. At the end of your turn, the guy that you were just shooting at is actually going to take another swipe at Ophelia, as that's best option at the moment, because one person's frightened and the other person's blind.
And Ophelia has really annoying little fairies everywhere.
Yep. And you're still able to block his attack.
Woo.
All right, Ray, your turn.
Okay, for my action, I'm also going to pop out my wings.
All
And
right.
then I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points to quicken harm and cast it on the stupid sorcerer dude in the back there.
The guy you counterspelled?
Yes.
Well,
I forgot to roll for damage. I forgot that one's not set up to roll for damage. My apologies.
con save, okay.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
He might die from this.
Well, plus the damage from the wings.
Mm-hmm. Because he can't die from harm, but he can die from my wings.
Yep.
All right, and he failed. So yeah, what's that total?
So it's 52 necrotic and... Is it equal to my level? Yeah, equal to my level, so 12.
Okay, so 64 total.
64 total, yeah.
All right, he is still alive.
Damn it. Well, I tried.
And still
That's it.
frightened.
That's my
All
turn.
right. Cool. All right. Farron's turn. He kind of lifts off the water a little bit, off the deck a little bit, and drifts through the water and will attack this blind man.
Yeah, the
You're
blind
gonna
man.
attack the blind guy.
Yup.
Hell yeah.
I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Happens all the time in D&D. So wrong, and yet so good.
And that's a natural 20. You know what that means.
No, what?
Shots.
Smite. Let's bump it up to level 3 smite, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that is a weak
This
level
is the
3.
Mickey Mouse convention here tonight.
I'll kill your family.
Oh
Oh
no!
my god, why?
Ugh.
Oh god!
Oh, bitch!
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta go to bed.
That's it. I blew my 6th level spell. I'm just gonna go to bed now, okay?
No.
Well, if you have to go, you have to go.
So 31 plus 2 is plus an R2 is 35, plus 14 is 49 points of damage on the first attack. And second attack will also hit for another 14 for 63 points of damage total.
Is he alive still?
Let's see here. He is still alive, in fact.
Great. Finally.
Alright. At the end of Farron's turn, this guy is going to swing at Ophelia once again. He's gonna keep
got all
going
the
at it.
action. He's got all the actions.
Still misses. Because he's still poisoned. Alright. Well, I guess I should probably put a mark on here for the poison, huh? Let's do this heart symbol to show that they're hardened.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, Morgul, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna finally get to use this chaos weapon.
So, as you go to swing your weapon, now that the ship has stopped moving, you kind of have drifted off the water a little. I keep saying that. You kind of drifted off the deck a little bit, and your attack is more sluggish. So the attack actually has, I think short swords actually are one of the few that you wouldn't have disadvantage on. So your weapon's able to actually cut through the water, but
That's an 11 to hit. Probably misses.
he is blind, so you technically have advantage.
Oh, okay. Nope.
All right. Yep. You kind of stab forward, and you're not used to really using a weapon that often, and just kind of like pure happenstance, he sidesteps the attack accidentally.
Yeah. Bonus action spiritual weapon.
Yep. That one is also an advantage.
Okay. I'm just gonna
All
keep that 19.
The 19, that will hit. Did you want to just roll like a d20 real quick to see if it's a crit?
Sure, let's just roll a random d20. Nope.
All right, so yep, that will definitely hit, dealing 5 points of force damage to him. He's still alive. Looks pretty fucked up. Still alive.
I mean, if he survives till his next turn, he's gonna die. Hopefully.
All right. This guy's turn. Well, actually, at the end of your turn, this guy's going to use his last legendary action to attack Ophelia one more time.
Bring it.
Well, he's now out of legendary actions. Finally.
Yep. And that will not hit. Alright, so this guy's turn. Still frightened. So, gonna use his spiritual weapon against Ray at disadvantage. Oh, wait. Ray, you've taken damage, right?
Not. I still got that one hit point.
Oh, you still got that one temp hit
That
point?
one
Nice.
hit point.
Nice. Alright, then yeah, this will be a disadvantage then.
Clinging to life.
Saved by the temp.
Yeah, no shit. Alright. It will still hit you, however, even with disadvantage. So that is going to be 4 points of force damage to you, Ray.
Okay.
Then it's going to turn towards Ophelia. And it's going to start to cast another spell in this strange language of theirs. And as it finishes, I need Ophelia to make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh.
As a reminder too, did we do damage for the spiritual guardians at the start of his turn?
Thank you for reminding me. Ophelia, real quick, do your spiritual guardians shit.
Oh my god. Roll 20 stop.
No!
Or maybe, like, just maybe keep working.
What's the damage on spiritual guardians?
I got it.
Okay. Alright. It is going to fail, so he'll take the full 12 points of damage.
And then charisma save?
Yeah, charisma save.
Whoop whoop.
Hey, nice. You feel it kind of... As the cast washes upon you, you kind of like have like this weird sinking feeling as you start to lose, kind of like sync with the fabric of reality as it tries to banish you, but then it suddenly you're able to shake it off because you know you're supposed to be here.
What the fuck?
Cool. So that's his turn.
That would have been real bad, you guys.
Yeah.
Alright. That will bring us to Jax. Jax, are you still awake? Okay.
Okay, he is still awake.
He's not talking. Which guy is the worst?
Of the ones right next to you, I would say the one that's not wearing any armor, the one that's still afraid of you right here, that one is the worst of the two. Alright, that will hit. Second attack. Oh, that's right. You're doing your necrotic shit. Alright, so that's 28 plus 5, 33 points of damage. It's still alive. Second attack. Second attack will miss. And third attack will miss as well. And go ahead and just roll me a d20 real quick, because I just remembered that all of these should have been at disadvantage. So go ahead and roll another d20. Because the ship has stopped moving, so you are under the effects of underwater fighting now, and your greatsword is a little too heavy to be swinging underwater. So just roll a d20 real quick for that first attack. See if it still hits. All right, that works, and that the 15 will just barely hit with his mage armor, so that damage still stacks. Anything else on your turn? All right, so you already used your readied potion as a bonus action. It would take another bonus action to use your readied potion. And to renew a ready potion. You can, however, use your second wind, because you haven't done that yet. Alright, so you heal 20 hit points. And at the end of your turn, these guys are no longer frightened of you.
The effect does, but
yeah, the extra damage. Yeah, the extra damage lasts for a minute, but the fear only lasts until the end of your next turn. So that is it. Which brings us to this guy. The one that just got attacked by you a bunch. Gonna... Still poisoned, so it's not going to be an advantage. That's unfortunate. What else I got? Oh yeah, at the beginning of its turn, I need both Jax and Ophelia to make wisdom saves, and I will make a wisdom save for it, for the spiritual guardian. So, Ophelia, roll damage for that real quick.
Okay. Hey.
Alright, it failed, so it'll take the full 18.
And can I do my bloodletting focus on that? So that will be another 5.
Is it once per turn or once per round?
Says cast a spell of first level or higher.
So that it's only really when you initially cast the spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it does take extra damage from my wings, I think.
It's only on your turn.
Okay.
Yeah, that's only on your turn.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right. Jax, it's not a spell. I just need a wisdom save from you. All right. So, Jax failed and Ophelia succeeded. So, Jax, you will take 14 points of psychic damage from the Whispers. And at the exact same time, It takes 18 points of damage from the spirit guardians and dies.
Woo!
$14 points of psychic damage to you, Jax. Alright, Spark, it is your turn.
All right. Oh, that other guy's dead. Okay. Just gonna shock and grasp for this.
Firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp it.
Why did that roll at you?
I don't know. You keep rolling
yeah.
to the GM for some reason.
Accidentally put that on there.
All right.
Just
So
noticed
yep,
it.
26 will hit for 14 points of lightning damage as you grab onto this guy and send a jolt up his spine.
Yay!
It's
Now
bound to work eventually.
All right.
Sure, I moved that correctly. Nope, too far.
So you go running over there. When you reach that spot, actually, you seem to run into a solid form. And as you look closer, you can see that there's actually some tension in the ship right where you're standing, as if something is being squeezed right there.
Oh. Interesting. Alright.
So you have the mobile feat, right?
No, I don't.
So he would get an attack of opportunity from you?
Nope, shock and grasp.
Oh, right. He can't do reactions now. Got it. Alright. Then that's the end of your turn. Which brings us to Ophelia.
Woo! Let's see. Alright. She's gonna go ahead and the guy in front of me cast blood.
Alright. Con save.
I keep rolling so shitty damage.
Ooh, yeah, 4 ones.
God damn it.
It's gonna fail, so he's just gonna take that damage.
Alright.
Gonna try and use those Indomitables on his contagion if he lives that long.
Yeah, if he lives that long.
And then
Yeah,
that will
you
be
can
an
see
extra.
he's starting to look bloody now.
Hold on, it's gonna be an extra.
Extra.
Sorry, 12 damage. Radiant.
And
From
then
my
don't you
wings.
also get something that you can do as a blood cleric?
Yep, that's
when you cast a
another. God damn it! It's another 6 damage.
All right,
So,
another
yeah,
6.
Another 18 total.
Cool. Yep, he is definitely starting to look bloody. And it is his turn. And he is starting to get real angry at you now, and is going to not do anything else. Just keep stabbing you, or attempting to at least.
Bring it.
First one just barely bounces off of your shield. And as you recoil from that one, the second one actually gets a hit off. And as you stumble back from the second hit, he stabs you again with the third hit. Total of 18 points of damage. And I need you to make 2 con saves for your Spirit Guardians, DC 10. Both of them. Alright, you're still concentrating on them.
You said 18?
18 total damage, that is correct. Alright. Karos' turn. He is going to attack again with his scimitar against the rogue that he is with. He is going to recklessly attack again. 19 will hit for 36 points of damage. And then he says, Riptide, go! And the second scimitar on his back just flies out of the sheath by itself, flips over the thief, and stabs it in the back for another 10 points of damage. So total 46 points of damage. The rogue is going to uncanny dodge the first 36 and reduce it to 18, so it becomes 28 points of damage. And at the end of Karos' turn, the guy that's been attacking Ophelia is just going to keep doing it.
Okay.
Oops. And you're still kind of reeling back from those other attacks, and he gets you again for 12 points of damage. And I need another con.
Okay.
Alright, and you managed to hold on to your spell. And now it's the Sahuagin Assassin's turn. He is going to stab at Karos again with his sword. Hits for 9 plus 15, 24 total. Karos will... that's reduced to 12, and Karos will reduce it again to 6 with his uncanny dodge.
Assassin versus assassin.
Assassin versus swashbuckler.
Yep.
Barbarian. Captain.
Doctor.
Doctor.
I'm just imagining that's how Karos and Morgul have been dressing.
Captain. Oh wow! And Karos is actually able to dodge one of the attacks from the rogue. Surprisingly enough, he's only got 16 AC. So the third one, however, will get in 8 points of damage, reduced to 4. All right, which will bring us to Dark.
Fuck him up, Dar.
Shooting that guy again. Really? Not using
That
the
will
bonus
miss.
action to curve that.
You are not?
I am not.
Okay. Then second attack.
There, finally.
That will hit. You're attacking the guy attacking Ophelia, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And my bonus action.
All right. So that was 24 points of damage you did to him. All right, and this guy's turn. Gonna make a wisdom save against Ophelia's shit that is still going.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, this is some hardcore spirit guardians going on.
Yeah, great for warcasters.
Yeah, no shit.
Unless I keep rolling like shit, like I keep doing.
Hey, he succeeded, so he'll only take 5 points of damage.
Yay.
Additionally, Dark, you should heal an extra 1 hit point, because it only gave you 11 to 12.
Alright. And then... it's going to swing wildly against Morgul, because Morgul's the one that's kind of closest to him. Well, Farron actually did some damage to him, so he's actually going to swing in Farron's direction.
He starts his turn near me, right?
What? Oh, yeah, so, yeah, do your poison damage.
2 poison damage.
Alright. Yeah, and then he will attack Farron.
At this point, I've just been like a thorn in his side, pun not intended.
No, pun very intended. You are literally a thorn in his side. Oh, and he actually gets a... actually, no. He should be at disadvantage, because Farron hasn't been damaged either. Alright, yeah, that was a natural 1 on the second die, so he will completely miss Farron. And then will attempt to attack Morgul again with his spiritual weapon.
Alright, try and hit a 21.
This is starting to get... This is starting to get pathetic, guys. Just end it, seriously.
I'm trying.
Yeah, we're trying.
Missing miserably. I've missed 5 of my last 6 shots.
Yeah. And he just missed his spiritual weapon attack against Morgul.
Alright.
So that's the end of his turn, which now he can finally make another save against the blindness that Farron put him under.
I imagine Morgul's just been sidestepping these attacks.
Yeah, they're not hard to dodge. Holy shit, he rolled a net. He's no just in time to die.
Just in time to see how he dies.
Yep, just in time to see how he dies. Alright. Well, that brings us to Ray.
Okay. I am going to twin spell Blight on the magic guy and this guy down here.
Alright.
The one that's been hitting Ophelia.
Sure. Go ahead and roll that nice damage.
I'm gonna do it at 5th level.
Alright. Oof. Well, it's a lot of damage. Alright.
And then plus another 12 radiant.
Ah, nice. Alright, so this guy is definitely dead.
Good.
Because he failed.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
In particular.
The bench warmer who didn't get to do anything.
He really didn't.
Guy who was thwarted at every turn.
Alright. The other guy failed. He's actually going to use one of his Indomitables to re-roll this.
But he still fails.
Yep, still fails. He didn't roll worse than the first roll this time. That seems to be that seemed to be the trend for him. He'd roll close, and the second one would just be god awful. This time it was god awful, and then he rolled close. He rolled a 16 on the second one.
I got better.
He was close.
All right, so
Is he still up though?
well, in fact, you see him just like get drained of like all of his life force, and just as he's about to go down, there's just like a popping sound as a magical jolt just goes through him, and he kind of collects himself.
Ooh,
Death Ward.
Yep, he had Death Ward on him.
Then I want to whack him with my spiritual weapon.
All right, go ahead and roll your attack.
Give him that librarian slap.
All right, and as his eyes kind of reopen after his close embrace with death, a big spectral book just whacks him in the back of the head, knocking him out completely forever.
Pay your late fees, man. Pay your late fees.
Oh man. Yikes. Alright.
That's it.
That was a good turn.
I'll end it there.
Ophelia just does the thumbs up.
Right thumbs up back.
Alright, so that brings us to Farron, who is going to try and put this guy out of his misery, because he is like barely, well, he's not really standing because water, but he is barely holding it together in front of Farron here. So Farron's just kind of like, oh god, mercy kill.
Keep in mind, we still have to deal with the assassin over there.
Oh,
Fine.
okay. Give me a second.
I was gonna say, Mark is just gonna noom around in a circle and then pop over.
No. Oh god.
Oh.
Can we just say he's dead?
Yeah, he's dead. I was gonna say he was dead with a normal hit, but with that crit, it's even more ridiculous.
And then he just like decapitates the head and then soccer ball kicks it off the boat.
Oh no, Farron's not that brutal. Like I said, it's a mercy kill. It's just like the guy's looking at him, barely holding it together, and Farron's just like, oh god, and just like kind of stabs him right in the throat. And just kind of like gurgles at him as it falls down. Like, jeez. And then Farron's gonna come swimming over here, and he's going to attack the guy, the thief there.
Yeah, the assassin.
Yep.
If the boat's not moving, aren't we under difficult terrain?
Farron actually has a ring of swimming that has never come up before now.
I did not know that. Well, I remembered it.
He bought it at like level 6.
I remember when you mentioned buying it, but
Yeah.
it took a while.
I feel like we laughed about it too.
It's almost like
Yeah.
he had planned this out.
Yeah.
What?
Almost.
More like he knew that he'd be garbage in any underwater combat, no matter what it was, and wanted to avoid that. So, yeah.
I wouldn't know the feeling. Oh wait, I don't have to worry about that with my crossbow.
All right.
Sharpshooter.
So he's gonna hit the assassin for 20 damage, and now that guy is marked, so melee attacks have advantage against it. So if it comes around to Karos, he won't have to reckless. I doubt it will get that far.
We will see.
Morgul, it is your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna
Laughs nervously.
5, 10. Let's see. Since we're now underwater, swimming is difficult terrain, right?
Yes, for you.
Movement
For you, it would be difficult terrain.
Yeah, movement will be half. Good old Thorn Whip. Melee spell attack advantage, right?
What's that?
I'm gonna do some Thorn Whip, so that'll be since this is a melee spell, it'll be a
Sorry, the melee has to be within 5 feet.
within
So-
5 feet.
Yeah, so
Alright.
yours, it would not work for that. So yours is just a straight roll.
Okay. Glad we cleared that up ahead of time.
Yeah. And
Nope, that
will
misses.
Yep, that misses.
What? Okay. Bonus actions. What can I do? I'm
I
looking.
mean, you can start to move your spiritual weapon towards him, and you can only move it 20 feet, however, so you won't be able to get it to him.
Okay, I'm gonna do a mass healing word and give these
Hey, there you go.
these wounded people over here
Sure.
1d4 plus my spellcasting modifier.
All right. How many people can you target with that?
Up to 6.
So pretty
I'm
much
only-
everybody who's damaged, actually, because
Yeah.
you and Farron are fine, and that
Mhm.
leaves 6 people. So yeah, everybody would be under the effect of this. Go ahead and roll your healing.
1d4 plus 3 healing for. So 5 hit points to whoever's
All
wounded.
right. Everybody who's wounded gets 5 hit points.
Back
Yeah,
up
the
to
cleric-
normal.
The cleric did some healing.
Yeah.
Which one?
We've been avoiding it tonight.
This one didn't.
Dark knows this very well.
I mean, you know, once you were no longer surrounded, it didn't seem like such an issue.
Yeah,
It's all
Alright.
good.
I'll give you some proper medical attention once we're not surrounded by people.
Sure.
Giggity.
All right. That guy's dead. So that brings us back to Jax. Jax.
Jax.
It is difficult terrain.
He's moving around.
Yeah, he's getting there. Keep in mind your movement is half.
All right. So that's actually about what would be 20, 40.
Oh,
Yeah,
double
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it used an action to dash. So that's about as far as she can get.
Yep.
All right. Which will bring us to Spark.
Cool. All right. As action, I cast haste,
All right.
and then I'm gonna run all the way down here, and all the way back up.
You are still the difficult though, because you are swimming.
I ignore
as
difficult
you go.
terrain. As per
Well, here let me check the wording if it's specifically difficult terrain or just half movement, because it might just be half movement.
okay,
Let me double check.
sure.
Oh, actually. This would be under swimming, not underwater combat. That's different, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm definitely thinking episode title on rough seas.
All
Are
right.
we
Yeah.
under the seas?
Yeah. So while climbing or swimming, each foot of movement costs 1 extra foot. So it's not considered difficult terrain. It even shows the example that you can have both swimming and difficult terrain for it to be triple instead of double movement.
Jeez. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So that clarifies that. Okay. So instead, I will move 50 feet and 50 feet because that would be
All right.
my movement plus feline agility to get 100 feet of movement.
Perfect.
I had a backup plan. And
I love feeling
I'm just gonna fucking attack. And since Farron marked it, it has advantage.
Yep. 17 will hit. Luckily,
Cool.
you had advantage because 15 wouldn't.
Yep. And then the extra, for 100 feet of movement, so extra 24.
Well, it would still be as if you move. Oh wait, no, 50 and then 50. Sorry, yeah, go
Yep.
ahead, 100. Yep.
So extra 24. Oh, that's a lot of ones. Extra 24 points of damage, so 34 points of damage.
All right. How do you want to do this?
So Spark just like tries to start running. It's like, I'm not moving as fast as I should be. And then starts running faster. All the way down to one end. And then
Yeah.
you see Hearn whip around and just whip his greatsword just straight into that guy.
Yeah, you
Just like-
kind of get like the feeling that like you're not moving as you're running, and then you kind of like as you're making that motion, just kind of tip forward, and it's almost like someone just like put you in speedboat position, and then you just slice.
Take off, yeah, just slice, and then the electricity hits him, and the body just goes flying.
because you just exactly with
lightning damage.
Lightning damage. Yep. All right.
Impact and just the body just. Goodbye.
Alrighty, and at the end of your turn, initiative count 20. Wow, I can't believe that synced up that well. You all kind of notice that the water starts rushing really fast past the sides of the boat, as if something is pushing all the water of the sea, and then suddenly you hear another kind of splintering crash as something very heavy smashes into the boat, and then the boat starts to rise, and you kind of all like almost like an elevator moving too fast. You feel yourselves being pushed against the deck of the boat, up and up and up, and luckily just like it's spoilers, I'm not gonna say it, but luckily you all have water breathing cast on you, so there's no oxygen in your bloodstream to expand as you rapidly are being pushed towards the surface.
Yeah, no bends.
Yep, no bends. Until suddenly the wreckage of the ship, because that honestly is what it is now, just breaks through the layer of the sea, and as you all kind of stand up, you realize what was pushing the water up was actually land itself, and the ship is now sitting on a newly formed island in the middle of the ocean.
Some Maui shit right here.
Has it been less than a minute?
Since when?
Since I popped out my wings.
No, I'd say you still have your wings.
I want to try to just fly up and get an eye on like what the hell is happening.
I'll follow her.
God, this is not. Oh no, I hit the ship.
Ah!
All right, hold on.
Is this what the Twilight Zone looks like?
Oh my God, everything is
Ah!
being pushed back. Hold on. This is not working the way I wanted it to.
Land appeared and disappeared and reappeared and disappeared and.
I have no idea where I am.
Is this the effects of the haste wearing out?
Technically, you're still hasted. All right, there we go. Holy shit, that was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be.
That's what she said.
And actually, this is what it would have looked like if the boat had gotten the chance to sink to the bottom of the ocean. But you guys didn't get to that, so I'm just going to take off that filter real quick. One moment. Alright, there we go. Now you're actually on the island.
Oh, right.
You can see it's like the ground is still kind of like that wet sediment that used to be at the bottom of the ocean. Ray and Ophelia, as you guys actually start to kick off from the deck to fly up into the air, you notice now what you couldn't see before when you were in the ocean, but the entire ship has been wrapped up by what looks to be a snake completely made out of water.
Oh, okay.
I'm really glad we didn't fight that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Probably wouldn't have gone
just to show you. Oh wait, I'm still on map layer. Let me go on to token layer real quick.
I hate it when I do that.
There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Exact picture I thought it was going to be.
Yes, I literally took the same picture out of Morning Cannons. Yeah, you see the Leviathan still alive, wrapped around the ship, and now that it sees that it is on the surface of land, it kind of like unwinds itself from the ship and kind of goes up like a snake about to strike, looking down at all of you, and then suddenly, it makes a motion of surprise if a like faceless water snake could show a sign of surprise. I don't fucking know. As the entire snake is just pulled backward away from the ship, and now you can see behind it, still at his like 30-foot tall form, Drock standing there, and he just kind of like holding onto the very tip of this water snake, just kind of whips it off of the island, and it just goes flying through the air, and just as it's about to land back into the ocean, the largest shark you've ever seen just kind of flies out of the ocean with this giant kind of tentacled monster still attached to it, kind of chomp down on the water snake, and then go back down into the ocean. And before you can like call out to Drock, he just goes running forward, jumps like 50 feet in the air, and dives back down into the water.
I don't like the ocean.
Ray's just doing that like point, that like shrug gesture that's just like, what the fuck?
Well then,
Magnificent.
I don't like the ocean.
I have to agree with Spark on that. That was fucking impressive.
Whatever you say.
I don't like the ocean.
Nope.
Clearly, you guys will never want to come on my ship then.
Nope.
All I have to say is, sorry, let me go back into it. All I have to say is, and I end concentration. I hate. That was beautiful.
Karos just looks at you guys like, I did not know he could do that.
He was your first mate. You did not know that.
Nope. Alright, and that is where we're gonna end it tonight.
Cool.
Cool.
No.
Cool.
What are the- At least we didn't jump the shark.
Good job not dying, everybody.
Yeah, good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had a string of really shitty rolls,
You and me both.
apparently. Because holy shit, I thought that was going to be a hard encounter, and then the people that were supposed to be very difficult turned out to not be that difficult. But if I knew that, I would have either buffed them or like made them like a couple more of them.
Things would have gone a little faster if Dark would have actually fucking hit shit.
Yeah, that's true.
5 of his
I-
last 6 attacks missed. Jesus.
God,
I
I was-
sent a message to Taylor about how I wanted to kill things, but how Dark was probably going to kill them before I got the chance to.
But
You
nope.
got the killing blow on one of them. You got the killing blow on the head honcho
Yeah, like
with your spiritual weapon to
Was-
the back of the
I
head.
did. It was.
Yeah.
like
it was
Morgul
wonderful.
actually did damage this
Yeah.
session, which is
God.
surprising.
I'm so mad that you counterspelled that spell though, because that was that he was going to cast Destructive Wave.
That's
Oh, man.
really unfortunate.
Yeah, just all of them. Everybody within 30 feet would have taken 5d6 radiant and 5d6 thunder damage.
Cool.
And I'm not mad because I didn't get a chance to use it and or like hurt you guys. I'm mad because
That was his only chance to use it.
not that, well, kind of that, but like me as like both a player and a DM have never like found a situation where I could use that spell. So
It's a spell that, like, you wanted to use for a while, but you haven't had
Yeah.
a situation where it came up.
yeah,
the problem
exactly.
with
Like
it
I
is
play
that
a lot of paladins, and that's always like that level 5 spell just far off on the horizon. And I'm just someday I'll be a 17th level paladin, and then I realized that this guy also has it. And I'm like, I get to finally use it.
Yep.
Nope, it
Which
got
is
countered.
fun because
I'm just gonna say this right now.
Tempest
Thorn
Cleric-
Whip will be my go-to cantrip from now on. That is so good.
What were you saying, Josh?
Tempest clerics get that spell.
Yeah, that's why he had it. He was a Tempest cleric too.
Oh,
Well, he wasn't like full Tempest cleric, but I basically he was the war priest out of the back of Volos that I gave. All of these people were actually the humanoid classes in the back of Volos that I just gave them Sahuagin statistics. So like the whole blood frenzy thing, and then the other two abilities that didn't come out in combat because it's mostly out of combat things anyway. But it like the one in Volos is a war priest, which is like the war cleric, so they have like the +10, and I was like, oh, that sucks. So I changed that with the as a reaction, do more damage. It was just like nobody actually attacked him. He just kept on taking damage. So I didn't get a chance to use that. And then I also replaced some of his war clerics spells that specifically war clerics get with Tempest cleric spells because honestly the war cleric spells aren't the best.
My plan going into that encounter was get close enough, thorn whip a bunch of them to me, so they all take some d6 damage on top of Ebony Mail, and then fucking word radiance them repeatedly. 3d6 plus 3.
Yeah, that's a good combo too.
Like, I'm just seeing Thorn Whip and Word of Radiance are just two cantrips that I'm never getting rid of. Because right now I'm seeing. Joe, we still live?
Yeah, if you want, I can end it here.
Yeah, we can end it here.
All right, so thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you. Are we gaming next week?
Josh, when do you leave? Do you leave?
Week after.
The
weekend after, I should say.
Oh, the weekend after. Got it. Okay, so you'll still be
19th,
here.
So.
Oh yeah,
the 19th.
I'll be here next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll also be here, so we can run a game. Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
As long as we can all make it, we will catch you guys next week.
26. I'm not doing anything, so.
Not everybody.